Oh, good God. Holy rebrand, Batman.
Yes.
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 Yes. Look at this.
Wow.
You're red and green.
I am. Well, this is because I haven't changed the gels on my lights, but I have lights. So
Is it stopping or going?
I don't know. I'm a little green man, a little red man. It's come on,
It's a stop and a go. Hello, everybody. Oh, there's some excited chat. Hello. Oh, it feels good to be back, man. It feels really good to be back. It's been very nice getting back into the swing of things.
I can feel it in my plums.
But Duncan, of course, yet to have a checkup for those plums. He does sit on mobile phones and microwaves all the time, so it's hard to say.
I do.
What he feels in his plums, how he chooses to relax is his business and his business alone. So we've had an uptick. As you can see, we've had a lick of paint. We've had a rebrand, which I did in 24 hours because I decided yesterday that we can't come back and not be new. I think, and do you know what? That's made me feel really energized. I don't know about you, but the way it's all so kind of different now, it's made me feel really excited about tonight and coming back.
It's been over a year really since we did something like this, and so much has changed. Everyone thinks I'm literally in a shed. I know it looks like that. I'm not. I'm in my garden office, which is quite commodious. I have my big screen TV here, and I have there's lots of space over there. And I haven't got anything on the walls yet, which is why I was telling Richard about this. I'm just being indecisive. You know, it's like I need a new desk, and I just haven't decided what that's going to look like. But there will be stuff up on the wall behind me, so it won't look so sparse. But yes, it is big. It is not this. I'm not in like a potting shed.
Aren't you?
Yes.
Aren't you? Rob Myers has called it an Osthouse style house, which is something I would glow onto. James Little comes straight
From
in
the
and says,
host
"Duncan, are you in a shed?" And then says, "Oh, sorry, never mind." The latency must have got him. Vote Saxon. Hey, vote Saxon. I'm seeing all the fucking OGs, all the big names. Hey guys, the chat's really active.
Yay.
75 people. Everyone's piling in for Hellraiser II, Hellbound. Clive Barker's Hellbound. So just something. Oh, I really want to get this out of the way early doors. There is a time code for the start of the movie in the description. There isn't yet, but once this is over, I'll go and add a time code to the description of this video telling you where to start. Because I literally rebranded everything in 24 hours. I decided yesterday afternoon that we had to have a complete rebrand before today. And when I get, I'm dog off a bone on certain things. And so I destroyed everything inside my OBS setup and rebuilt the stream from scratch, chose all the new brand colors and went and rebranded our socials and da-da-da. And I've had a fuck of a lot of fun doing it and making those little animations you've seen so far. So I want a minimal design, as you can see, so there won't be any text and stuff floating around. Look at the description for the time code for the start of the movie. Thank you.
Very good, very good. We had a super chat which I missed, but I'll get it back now. Sean Northridge says sends €5. Thank you very much. Says Duncan Casey now hosting RTE's The Den with his Muppet co-host Richard. I don't know what that means.
RTE, the Irish, because Sean's an island. Irish TV, RTE.
Ah, okay.
And I'm your Muppet co-host, which I'm fine with, just to be perfectly clear. I'm all right with
Many
that.
fists up the arse.
Up the arse. Thank you, Sean, for the first super chat of Val Verde 2.0. So I've just, all you guys are here, and we've got 82 people in the room, which is lovely. We weren't sure how many of you would be turning out for tonight because it's been a while and stuff. We've been so busy with shit, man. And we had this big chat. It was like we've had several big chats to have a big chat, and then we had the big chat, and now we're back. So I think we would have meetings about the work stuff we do together. We're like, we have to talk about Val Verde soon, and then it just kind of got moved on, kicked down the road again and again and again and again, until last week we had the chat and we decided. Dominic,
we kept saying,
sorry,
nope. No. I was going to say we kept saying, didn't we? That it was like, we'll do it in the winter. We'll do it
in the winter.
Right? And that was our sort of can kicking mantra.
But there was something to that because we kind of felt because we did this week after week in lockdown, which was a lot, but it was lockdown, and then we were like, well, people aren't going to want this back in the summer. Like in the winter when the days are closing in and stuff, you'd probably be more inclined to stay in on a Thursday night with us watching Hellraiser. Dominic Rutt, sorry, I got very excitedly said that because it was £10 from Dominic Rutt.
Wow,
back, are you? Best film-related channel on YouTube, are you? Great to have these back, guys, with all the flaccid members and babies what come out of fannies. Also, congratulations on success with Type She Bleed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. May we? I'm quite keen to kind of filibuster. There are a number of people in the chat now who have seen Type She Bleed. I met Omar in the flesh for the first time at Derby. I got to see Dan Lyles again in person. The last time I met Dan Lyles was outside a toilet in Glastonbury, but we met properly and hung out at Derby. I Am Snorlax came along to us our screening in Wales, which was very nice. So we had Val Verde support there as well. And also, I've got to give a gold badge to Sam Duxbury because Sam came to the Brighton screening at Brighton Rocks Film Festival, and Sam had to take like a 5-hour bus to come and be with us. And then he watched the movie and he hung out with me and my mates, and he met Mark and Brad and my missus, and we all hung out. And then Sam had to go because he had to take the bus back to the West Country. So fucking gold star for Sam. And yeah, we've won 3 or 4 or 5 awards. I've got a trophy back there from Lit Scares.
From Freeway up here, actually. Hang on a minute.
Oh, yeah. Paracinema haven't updated their film Freeway.
Pricks.
Pricks.
Did they give us an award?
Yes, we won best.
Well, no, not pricks. Well, then we have pricks. For 5 awards. There was one where we won a load of awards, but it seemed like everyone got an award for joining it.
I'm not going to name them.
I'm not going to name them either, but I'm just saying.
It was basically a trophy mill to make you buy a trophy, so that was a bit of a misstep, but there you go. 5
awards, legit awards, and we were a finalist in one of them, and then we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, So we were in about 12 festivals and we've won 5 awards. So that's not bad going.
Yeah, and we've had runners up as well and honourable mentions.
Yeah.
But we've straight up won a bunch of awards for our movie, which we're really stoked about. You know, and obviously Dan Lyles worked on the movie as well, so he was out in that capacity. Gary and Adam from Dead Mouse Films came out as a surprise to Derby, which was really sweet of them.
Did he?
It was great. I was just sat there and I got a tap on the shoulder and it was like, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. I didn't think you'd be here." And it was fucking Gary and Adam. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Hey,
it was so
that's
sweet.
great.
Yeah, it was the best. Liz and her boyfriend came as well. So some news regards to Type G Bleed and things that are in our immediate future. We are at Dead All Day Horror Festival in Widnes, the Fidnes. And I see Kieran Freeman talking about the West Country. That is not really the West Country, it's the perineum of Liverpool and Manchester. On the 19th of, I believe, let me just check my calendar. So we'll be screening in Widnes on the 19th of November. More pressingly, we're going to be in Norwich Film Festival, but we're not allowed to tell you the date yet. But the big news is, the big Type G Bleed news is that our first London screening is taking place on the 1st of November at 6 p.m. at the Hen and Chickens Theatre in Islington. And we say that because obviously London is probably, we've got loads of super chats we need to do, Christ. London is central to a bunch of you. So 6 p.m. on the 1st of November for a Touch of Bleed screening as part of Unrestricted View Film Festival. That's a Tuesday night. We would really love it if you come. I, of course, will be there. I believe Liz and Mike are going to be there. Duncan, are you there, or am I putting you on the spot?
I'm. Let me look around. Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
I think I should be able to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Val Verdeans will be there. People who worked on the film will be there. So if you can make it to London on the 1st November at 6 o'clock, we're going to share ticket booking details and stuff shortly. It's £8. It's part of a block of short films. So you can join us in London on the 1st of November at the Hen and Chickens Theatre. And we are still working on getting out this Val Verde screening, which had a bit of a roadblock for getting the Val Verde exclusive screening, as in an in-person one. And we might be able to do like a online one for Patreon, and I have a exclusive behind the scenes documentary that I made that's about 8 minutes long that I'm still figuring out what to do with. I created it for Wild Indie Film Festival for their online portion, and I'm still figuring out what to do with it. Should I do the super chats?
Yeah, someone said, hang on, what have I been prompted from the classic webcam / ceiling light combo? I don't know what that means. My ceiling lights aren't on.
Oh no, they're saying are they saying you've been elevated from it?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, promoted.
Promoted. I can't.
Duncan's been promoted from the classic webcam combo. Yes, Duncan's gone in on some lighting. It looks fabulous, and I've been to the Oast House, and it's wonderful.
The Oast House, yeah. Well, let's call it that. Fuck it, why not? I can't show you because everything's sort of plugged in, and I can't move things around. But I've got like a nice big vista here with glass doors and windows, and I just had this. We had this built back in the summer because I just needed space to work from, and made sense to do. So here I am in the Oast House. Anyway, sorry. Super chatting.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. So, music related candy is asking about Dead All Day. If you go on our Instagram, we've got a backlog of things to update. If you go on our Instagram, we're going to post all the details about all of the screenings coming up, including that. I've just put a link to Dead All Day Film Festival. That's the one in Widnes in the chat for you. I need to okay. So Wing Kong Exchange gave five of your English pounds. Not sure what the Val Verde exchange rate is these days, but here's enough of some irradiated chicken and pulped lingonberry trees. God bless you, my friend. Bicolor Prawn, £5. Great to see you guys back. You've been a great pair of companions for a lot of people, and it got me through some miserable times, says Bicolor Prawn. Thank you. Omar Zambon, of course. Richard, you want to get nuts? Let's get Sahara nuts. There was a lot of conversation in Derby about Sahara nuts.
I see.
Sahara nuts became a big topic of conversation that night, as is very well remembered. Yeah, so Guy, should I do the speed read of the people in the chat? There are 93 people here, which is very heartening and lovely to see. Do tell me to shut up because I realise I'm talking at 100 miles an hour and I don't want to dominate the conversation because I'm just fucking gassing on. Because I've got a big fucking gob. Right, let's. I'm just going to pop out everyone who's here chat. Is that still a thing? It's been so long since I did this. Is that still a thing? I can't tell. You used to be able to click on a thing and it'd say, participants. We would like to say a big Val Verde welcome to Andrew K, Base Sketch, Bicolor Prawn, Brian Shields, Callum Chung, Captain Meets Adventures, Dan Lyles, Daniel Hawkins, Edward Hanna, just disappeared, Harry Witter, I Am Snorlax, James Atkinson, James Harris, Michael and Anna Do Stuff, Music Related Candy, Phil Rob 1978, RMX Effects, Rob Myers, Robo Brando, Ross Sanders, Sam Dexbury, Steve Allen, The Wing Kong Exchange, Val Verde Broadcasting, That's Us, Snow Duncan, Steve Allen, Zambon's Film, Emporium, James C, John Doe, just popped in. Who am I to do anything with that? It's moving so quickly, I have to stop. So hello.
That wasn't 95 people. Keep
No,
going.
it's the people who talk, innit? It's not just the people what's watching, it's the people what's talking.
Walking.
Just the people what's talking, mate, innit?
What's talking? What else are we? Let me cover something. Right, here we go. Here's the thing. Shout out, Richard. Have a drink, mate.
Sit back, have a drink.
Have a drink. Yeah. So Richard and I've been working on a documentary as well. So that's. I mean, Christ, we worked out. It's been since June last year. It was the last live stream we did. And in that time, we have shot a documentary. I've done an assembly cut of it. We're nearly there on that. I'm just getting a few bits of voiceover done. You're gonna do the proper cut, but yeah. So that's quite exciting. I'd be interested to see where that goes. Richard and I also worked on a film / choose your own adventure thing with Mark Price back in that was a year ago, if you can believe it.
It was. Yeah.
Which is nuts. So we did that. I don't know when that's coming out, but I spoke to Mark the other day and he's like, "Oh fucking hell, I don't know, fucking hell, I don't know." Anyway, so that was that. So that's cool. So that is looking cool. Anyway, it seemed like
Will that be playable for everybody on Steam?
Yes.
So, it'll be a movie that's coming out, but it's also an interactive game on Steam, so you'll be able to see it on Steam. Duncan's in it quite extensively. The back of my head is in it. The arcade machine I built is in it, and I edited bits of it.
Yes.
I had I gaffered the reshoots. I went into that as building an arcade machine, then just went on this mad journey of doing weird jobs.
You also gaffered a feature film as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so I gaffered a movie called Wolf Manor, directed by Dominic Brunt, who you may know as Paddy from Emmerdale. And that's doing the festivals at the moment. We had a premiere at Fright Fest for that. Duncan did Hounded. Also, we both had a movie at Fright Fest this year.
That's right. We crossed over in the middle, didn't we? I went on the Friday, met you on the Saturday at Brad's, and then you went on the Sunday to Fright Fest. So we kind of had a nice.
Oh yes, with that bit of crossover. Yeah. And I'm hopefully DOP on a feature next year. Mm-hmm. I haven't signed anything and I can't say anything at the moment, but I should be DOP on a feature. I've been teaching film practice. I've done it occurred to me because I've done like the odd gaming stream, because we haven't done a stream like this since July 2021.
Right.
I've done a load of streams professionally for different. So I did one for Cambridge University as my company did one for Cambridge University 2 nights ago. And I've done a bunch of like live streams professionally, and I've been using OBS and vMix and stuff like that. And rebuilding this stream, I was like, I've really learned a fuck of a lot about streaming because when I broke my leg and started doing Resident Evil streams, I was making it up as I went along. Mm-hmm. And then we ended up in lockdown, so I had to know. So if you watch the early watch parties, it's fucking bonky. It's just like I just Frankenstein webcams together and stuff. So yeah, I've learned a lot, which has been nice to come back, into this, because I'm selling streams now. This isn't a plug. This isn't a plug, but I sell streams as a thing that my company does.
Yes.
I say my company, I'm a sole trader. I hire people in sometimes, but there's not a bunch of us. It's still where I sleep and work is very much the headquarters of my company.
Well, same here at the moment, but that is looking like it might change soon. I think I'm going to register a company, so
from the house.
They're happy because they're eating eggs. Annalise Mosland, welcome. Thank you. It's lovely to see you. £10. Thank you so much. She says, "Hi, Guy. What are those? Those fucking. We did this.
Hello. Someone's gone sideways.
So it has. I'll come back, Annalise. Don't worry, I haven't lost you. Richard and I spent a lot of time in each other's company. I know it doesn't look like it to you guys, but we have. We've been continent crossing,
multiple movies together in different forms. Last year and a half.
We've been in France, we've been in Austria, on trains going through, I would say the Alps, but was it the Alps? It may have been the Alps. I don't fuck me. Um, and we got talking about what are those when you go on YouTube as you are now, and you get those fucking ads that start at the start, and they drive you up the wall. But there's this thing now where like they don't even bother to do a voiceover. They get like the automated voice. It's like, hey guys, have you wanted to lose belly fat in 5 weeks? It's like so deeply irritating.
Do you want to make content? And it's like,
I don't understand why. There's obviously some algorithmic reason to do it, but it's deeply annoying. Anyway, she says, so great to see Val Verde broadcasting back, and congratulations on all the success. We will definitely be there in London. Brilliant, thank you.
Super.
I am delusional with work-induced sleep deprivation, so the perfect state for a VVB stream. We'll send you off to sleep, Annalise. With our dulcet tone, warm lemon liquid.
Eggs. Those of you who, 100 people in the room, thank you so much. We weren't sure we'd get these numbers. Thank you. It's lovely. Even if that's the peak, I'll take it. Thank you. Hellraiser II, Hellbound is on Shudder. You can rent it elsewhere, but it's on Shudder. Shudder's like £5 a month. If you're going to buy it, you could just get a month of Shudder. I'm not getting kickbacks from Shudder. I'm just saying. So Hellraiser 2, Hellbound is on Shudder. Thank you everyone for coming. Anybody who's coming along to Islington, we really look forward to meeting you. That's going to be really great. And that's a great one for me because I can just pop up from Brighton on the train, get drunk, and go home again. Oh, so decadent. So if you are getting if you're going to watch Hellraiser 2 and you don't have a copy, Hellraiser 2 is on Shudder. You can watch that on Shudder. But you can run it off YouTube and stuff like that. Maybe you've got a DVD.
Is my video looking really jerky, or is it just me the way I'm watching it?
You are coming a little bit jerky, yeah.
It's funny because when I look in the thing I'm talking to you in, everything's perfectly smooth.
I think so. Behind the scenes on OBS, everybody, we used to use something called NDI to feed Skype feeds into OBS, which is the streaming software. And OBS have updated me. You can't do that anymore. So we've moved over to something called Video Ninja, which is new to us. So there may be some issues with video and stuff. We're teething on this. We are sorry, but we're looking at the way to kind of make this work behind the scenes. Also, I'm in a flat with absolute garbage fucking broadband. Though I am moving to a place with really super fast fiber quite soon. That should show. So very sorry about jerky video, everybody. Hopefully broadband will resolve. I thought you were hardwired, aren't you? You're supposed to be hardwired, aren't you?
I'm not direct to my laptop, but I am. We've got like Vodafone fiber like into the house as well, so it's not like BT crap where it's their fiber network, but you still get copper pairs into the house. We've got proper fiber in the house, and I had a cable and everything conduit, and I've got a Cat 6 into the Cat 6 into the host house. So, so that's, and I'm right next to the Wi-Fi here, so it's like it should be fine.
Okay. Ian McGar is here. Hello, Ian McGar. How you doing? Friend of the show, maker of overlays. Yeah, so I think your video into the stream is quite jerky because it's coming through at the full bit rate. But the one I've got in my little window to preview you are very low resolution, so I think it's a bandwidth issue.
Oh, okay.
So it might be. We'll work on that. Don't worry. We're thinking about it. It's all like new to us, isn't it? Also, I've discovered that I could do this. Say something shocking to me.
Bum hair.
What? When will I get bored of that? Probably quite soon. It's quite annoying. I probably peaked the mic as well, but here we are.
Yeah.
This is the life we've chosen. So I say if we go live, we'll go movie in about 9 minutes if that pleases the court.
All right, yeah.
It's a solid half hour to stream. And I know that I bought one of the chats said he had to nip out to the shop, says he got time, and I said, yeah, we'll go on at 8:30. So I wanted to make good for that guy. Boingo, I think. Oh my god! Oh wait, can I just demonstrate something nuts? Can you just indulge me?
Sure.
Okay. Boys and girls, this is and those of you who don't conform to conventional gender binaries, of course. Just covering myself.
Fair enough.
I got this. I was asked to convert some tape to MP3. So I got this. Now this and it's very badly made, and I might send it back because it might as well be made of like tin foil. It feels like it came out of fucking Christmas cracker. This is a cassette player, a Walkman style cassette player. Others are available. That has a USB output. And what I've realised is when you put, and I've got some music which I believe will be outside of copyright, with this tape here by Dionysus. And I tried this earlier, and I've realised because it recognises this device as a USB microphone, I can play tapes into a stream, which I just want to do because I found this out earlier and I was madly chuffed about it. And I swear down, this is magnetic tape coming into a stream. I'll be honest, I gave myself 24 hours to rebrand. Let's face it, not a very big YouTube channel, which I did, but I spent about an hour fucking about playing tapes into OBS, which is the rod I made for my back, people. But I just want to do it because I just love how wonky this is. So if we put a new capture stream in there, USB microphone. Okay, I'm just going to put the monitor on so I can hear it. Duncan, I don't think we'll be able to hear it actually, unless he has the stream open, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I do. I just have to turn the sound on for it. So
okay, I'm just going to put the audio input capture monitor and output. Here we go. I might have to stop it. That's magnetic tape there, turning and going into the stream. What's this got to do with Hellraiser? Oh, absolutely fucking nothing, but I found something that amused me, so I'm subjecting you all to it. That's what it's like knowing me. It's a nightmare. Hope you never meet me, because I do things like this a lot. So there you go. That was a bit of Dionysus, this tape here.
I can hear it now. Because of the delay, I'm only just getting it now.
Yeah, just getting it. Isn't that mad? But it totally makes sense, because I've got an upscaler somewhere, so in theory, there's nothing to stop me. I keep meaning to buy a VCR, which is a threat that a promise to the going public at the moment. But because I've got I used this similar thing to put my mini DV camcorder tapes onto a stream we did exclusively for Patreon a few years ago. I could be running VHS into a stream, and there's this part of me is like, I've always wanted to get hold of VHS, and we did it at uni because we were still using Super VHS, but get hold of some VHS and use all of my like aperture lights and stuff to light a scene on VHS, and like just make a video on tape, like make a video about a film on tape, and then just put it into a stream. So there you go.
Why not?
Duncan's just like, you train spotting cunt, shut the fuck up. So there you go. Thank you for indulging me whilst we run out the clock until 8:30 so we can watch Hellraiser. But I found that what I didn't do, because I've done this before, I have the single of Breathe and Fat of the Land on tape.
Nice.
And I was playing those into OBS earlier. I was like, well, if I play any of that, we're getting shut down for copyright. So one thing I tell you what, I don't know if you can notice that tape's quite warped, unfortunately. But I played the tape into my computer and listened to it, and it's surprisingly sharp. Uh-oh, we've got fucking chatbots in. Hold on.
Best adult dating site? Oh,
guys, I got to go. It's unrelated to the best adult dating site. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm flattered. Tinder hot XYZ.
It does. I'm gonna report this as promoting terrorism when I report it to Tinder. Hold on, guys.
While you do that, Ben Wallace sent us $8.99, which is enough for a Wetherspoon's steak and a soft drink, but not hard stuff. Jen, so glad to see you both back streaming again. Won't be able to stay this evening as I'm away, but we'll download later and enjoy on the flight home. Oh well, thank you. Don't say crash or there's something on the wing. Which Richard?
There's a thing on the wing.
On the wing.
There's a thing on the wing. We've got 115 people, 115 people in. Holy shit! Welcome back. I wonder if are there any admins in at the moment? I might just have to be on the ball here, I suppose. Yeah, sexbots, as Andrew K says, appropriate for a Hellraiser stream. The spam bot Cenobite would 100% be a thing, wouldn't it?
Indeed. Indeed. Shall I read? I actually opened the Hellraiser Wikipedia or fandom or something, whatever it is, with some information, so I could pretend like I knew stuff about, Hellraiser lore.
Right.
Lore.
Lure.
Okay, wow, fuck. All right, now remember my thesis on what Hellraiser is really about, the subtext of Hellraiser, and which I explained at length to an aghast Toby in your old living room.
An aghast Toby. Yeah, right.
A man slowly losing the will to live, as I proffered my theory. But my whole thing was about it's about Clive Barker's fear and non-understanding of vaginas, and this just serves to support exactly what I'm talking about. Right, look here. This is look here. Right, in the first paragraph, it says Pinhead, also known as the Hell Priest and lead Cenobite, is the main antagonist in the Hellraiser franchise. He is a Cenobite in the order of the Gash.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Hook, line, and gash, you might say.
Yeah, exactly. Hook, line, and chain on the hook. Because that's what I don't know anything through. Well, there you go. See, Gash.
I may not be a Cenobite, but when it comes to Hellraiser, I am a neophyte. I've only seen the Hellraiser films once each, I think, as was discussed at the Hellraiser 1 stream. It was quite new to me. Right. This is a Halloween thing, by the way, as well. We're not only cashing in on the new Hellraiser, but it's the kind of Halloween thing as well. You read Ben Wallace, didn't you? We've also got James Harris. Big up yourselves, lads. Glad to see you back, says James, for $5. James has done a wonderful Val Verde poster. He said to my Instagram, sorry I couldn't respond fully, James. I will post that on the community tab very soon for you all to see. Caspian F just swooped in at 10 o'clock with £10. Been here since in the chat since 2 p.m. and didn't get read out by Richard. Bleeding typical. Sorry, Caspi. Duncan, tell us about the second Choose Your Own Adventure game you're in. I couldn't find it. Is it out yet? Oh, Duncan. Okay, now Duncan's gone. We're having shed issues. Duncan's Wi-Fi apparently has dropped out. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to stand by the WhatsApp. Yep, he's gone. Going to stand by the WhatsApp. The man needs to cable in, but I will entertain you until such a time he returns. We'll leave him a VM, shall we? Hey man, I'm talking to you on WhatsApp on the stream. You've gone. I can hear you tapping away. Are you back now? Technical issues. Please stand by. I was really enjoying that 100+ views, but I guess we pissed that up the wall. I can see you, Dunks. Can you hear me, Duncan? Do stand by. Caspinas wants his tenner back. Shit. We could. He's playing my message back. Yes. Duncan. Hold on. And this is what happens when you use a new platform. Yes, we can see him though. Okay. Okay. Everybody hold tight. I'm sorry. So I'm going to share this with you. Hello, Duncan. I've kicked you out for the purpose of coming back in. So follow the link and come back in. I'm going to try and patch you back into the chat. I don't know what was going on there. I'll see you in a minute. We were about to start. Any questions for me whilst we wait for this to go wrong? Sean Perry, I love it when things go wrong and Richard is left without an adult. Not just an adult, Sean, but drink as well. YouTube censored for saying cash. I think it was more on the platform side, actually. Duncan, here he is. Can you hear me now? There we go. That was very strange. We need to get you cabled in next week, I think. I would cable in anyway, honestly. Like, just I'm gonna come to fucking Peterborough. I'm going to cable you in. Oh, you don't have a port? I have a solution to that, don't worry. You just... There, he's back. He's back, everyone.
And I'm testing my download speed, but I've got insane download
You ironically
speed.
might have a faster one than me.
I've got 125 megabytes per second download and 124 uploads. So,
ironically faster than me.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Don't know. Weird.
I've probably got shit. Okay, let's just recalibrate.
Sorry, everyone.
We'll get on with Hellraiser. I'm just going to check mine whilst I'm here. Caspianus gave another £5. So Richard tells us about the second choose your own adventure game you're in. Okay, so he was asking you that, Duncan, when you're AFSCII. So it's called. It's now called Mia and the Dragon Princess. It was originally called Barfight. It's been through different names. It's by a games company called Welsh Interactive and directed on the movie side by our friend Mark Price. And it's basically like the Goonies, where people say "fuck" and die. I think it's very Goonies.
Oh no, we weren't allowed to say "fuck."
Oh, did you know? Was it no swearing?
No,
Okay.
swearing. No.
I'm probably just thinking of the outtakes, maybe.
Yeah.
But like you can see Duncan die multiple times, and all of the main cast die multiple times, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Oh God!
I can make it to the end of this one though, unlike Erica. Spoilers. But I can.
That's true. Well, should we get ready to do Hellraiser before we disappear?
Yes, quick, because I don't know what is going on with.
If you drop out, you're just gonna have to leave the movie running until we get you back in. I think.
Yeah. I will. I mean, it's all working my end as far as I can see.
You got very fast internet
fine.
as well. Sorry, everybody. New things, new technology. We are sorry. We apologise. Hey, Richard gave a super chat, says Stephen Allen. I'm sorry, Stephen. Hold on. I'm not going to go anywhere till Stephen Allen, £5. Hey, Richard Duncan. How much of the Hellraiser reminds you of the monster with the giant rod in Garth Marenghi's Dark Place? Quite a lot. And I'd say Hellraiser reminds me more and more of Garth Marenghi's Dark Place the more it goes on. The further you get in. I've only seen up to 4. But I hear they get worse. And Henry Cavill turns up as an internet man who...
Oh, he does, yes.
Gets Hellraised or whatever.
It's terrible.
Because let's start the movie. Are you ready? You got your finger on the button?
I am. I will.
For Hellraiser 2, Hellbound. Okay.
It's actually called Hellbound Hellraiser 2.
Oh, is it? Oh, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I apologise. Hellbound Hellraiser 2. Right. Okay. So we're gonna count in from. No, wait. We did this. I remember the streams 1.0. I'd always want to count in from 46. Why don't you count us in?
I'll count in from what 6 because that's the devil, right?
6 times. No, wait, 3 times. Whatever.
It's it. Okay. Get your finger over the play button and get ready to press play in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play.
Heck. So yeah, I'm not. You know,
yeah.
you're way more the Hellraiser guy than I am. You had the Lament configuration DVD.
I had the DVDs, yeah, but I'm one of those people who like if I want to watch a film and it's available in box set, I'll probably buy the box set because it's only a tenner more or whatever, which is really stupid. So you end up with a load of shitty sequels you don't really want to watch. In my case, though, I actually think this is probably my preferred one. I think out of all of them, I think Hellraiser 2 is probably the better one. I think. I mean, it's the more watchable one.
I think I preferred the first one, honestly, in the... Okay. I don't know. There's this weird kind of sense of foreboding in the first one. I really like I said, all the bells tolling in the soundtrack and the kind of compressed feel of it, and that it's just one girl in this house, but the house might as well go on forever, and all the rest of it. You know, I don't know. I really liked all of that. The second one I do like because we're Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. It's a bit. I was thinking about earlier. It's a bit like Aliens. It's the one that opens things up, right? And the stuff in Hell is really fucking cool, like those map paintings of Hell and stuff. But then again, I also like how 3 is the one that goes, yes, but this is stupid now. But in a good way. It's got it's very much a kind of dumb kind of new liney style horror thing. Not that it is one, I don't think. So yeah, I don't know. I think, and there's so many things in the first one, like when the uncle reforms out of the ground and everything. It's so gnarly. It's so
Oh yeah,
properly
gotcha.
gnarly.
Yeah. The Bob Keane stuff is it's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, look, for what it is, and it's part of the sort of that kind of thing. It was clear they were going to try and call this film Hellbound, wasn't it? They wanted to call it Hellbound, but had to call it Hellraiser 2. Probably.
Oh really? Because
Well,
it's the Hellbound heart, isn't it? Like the novel.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Clive Barker, the Hellbound heart.
Clive Barker.
Ken Cran.
Kenneth Branagh.
And William Hope, who's Gorman from Aliens.
Yeah.
And I do think this is Hellraisers a bit. You know what I mean? Just in terms of its scope, rather than, other than like there's 100 pinheads coming out the walls or whatever. What I do like about this is it opens pretty much quite early doors with American cops going in the house. And obviously the first film was shot in London, has bits in Dockland, is very clearly London, and they dubbed it. And then this one, they come in and go like, this is, hello, Freedom Cops, USA. This is where this was all the time. We're here to investigate American crimes. And it's kind of like, okay, fine, fair enough.
Well, yeah, because the first one had that kind of ambiguity, didn't it? It was so clearly the UK.
Yes, when he says, because like if you know, I suppose, New York and the UK, you know what it is and you know what it isn't. So like there's a bit where she visits the cranes that are on Docklands, which is all developed now. And then you can go to the Hellraiser house, and there's when her boyfriend drops off at the train, and it's like, well, that's a British train station and train,
It doesn't hide, but I don't think it ever really says where it is. I think the novella is set in Liverpool, isn't it? Because that's where Clive Barker is from.
Is that right?
And that's what the original like Candyman, because Candyman is the Forbidden, is it? That's they're novellas, aren't they? They're from Books of Blood or something.
This is something that I just never got on as a young person, so I never had the fandom for understood. Obviously, I worked with Gary, Adam, and Chris, who made Leviathan, the documentary about this, which is how they got to know Ken Cranham, who's in their Doc Ditty series. And what do you want to tell us about Ken Cram, Doug Case?
Ken Cran. Oh, well, apparently I look like a young Kenneth Cranham because they've cast me as his character in that series.
So you're the prequel Cranham.
But I'm prequel Cranham, yeah. So apparently I look like Kenneth Cranham as a young man. I'll have to grow a goatee, I think, because that seems to be his thing right now. But yeah, Ken Cran, man.
Ken Cran, man.
Ken Cran, man. Apparently I look like... I mean, I'm looking forward to that whenever we get to do it. I'm sort of trying to work behind the scenes to make that happen. Myself, actually, because it doesn't seem like I've sort of in recent times been producing an awful lot, and I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm like fed up waiting for people to give me jobs. So I just said fuck it. So I've started going out there and trying to make them work. So I'm sort of trying to help get that made as well. And we actually, with another thing, me and my producing partner and lover Ronald had put some money into... He's not called Ronald. He's called Daniel, but it'd be nice if he was called Ronald. Anyway, he and I we put money into Pennywise, which has now come out, and I was very excited to see he's on the front page of iTunes at the moment, which gave me which was nice. So they've had some decent success with that, and of course you have got Icon, or what? It's not called Icon. It's called Hollywood
Dreams and Nightmares. Robert Edmonds story just premiered in Barcelona this past weekend.
Yes,
which is exciting.
Yes.
So it's a film I DOP'd and sound recorded. Oh yes, yes.
Oh, this is how the Pinhead got his stripes, isn't it?
This is how the Pinhead got his stripes. It's when you like Doug Bradley as a human man. And when the character, when they speak to that character, he seems like a kind of good and kind man. He's much less threatening as a skinny dude in tan than when he's Pinhead. Because he's great. Like Pinhead is such a great. No, because Clive Barker doesn't like that, does he? It's the Hell Priest, I think. It's called the Hell Priest. He's not really called Pinhead like Clive Barker.
Because in the book, there's only like a line about him, or it's ambiguous as well. It's not. He's not a he or a she. It's
like Butterball was supposed to be the lead Cenobite originally, I think. Like
something like that.
One of the ones that isn't, which is the Butterball played by Simon Bamford.
Yes,
who was not Pinned Head.
Because that was the thing. Because in the new one, it's female Pinhead, Jamie something or other. And she's trans, right? So she's kind of which is perfect because it's like, well, That was kind of the point, I think.
There's people going like, "Oh, Hellraiser's woke now," and it's like, it's written by a gay man about his experiences in fetish clubs. Like, I don't know.
I wouldn't pull at that thread, mate.
Is this
now?
It's like Hellraiser of all fucking things. Like, oh no, it's gone woke. I can't believe it. But I did it because we are gonna review, right, the new Hellraiser.
If we can see it, I mean, it's not bloody.
Well, this is the thing. It dropped in the States on the 7th, so I know you guys, like, well, a lot of you in other countries will have seen it, but we don't appear to have it yet, which is annoying.
Yeah,
because I'm quite down for it.
Well, because we assumed that, like Prey, it was just going to come out on Disney Plus, but.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've seen mixed results. It's like people are like, I really didn't like it, or I really liked it. And there's people who I expected would really like it that didn't. We're American cops in America doing freedom crimes or solving them.
Look at our mustache.
Look at our mustache. Also, this looks like the basket from a hot air balloon. They're looking at. You never see Pinhead's hot air balloon, which would be a big Pin's hot air balloon. You know? But no one ever takes my suggestions
first.
Oh, no, it's full
the
of
Hindenburg
worms.
springs to mind. I mean, oh no, it's full of worms. Are they freedom worms? No,
no,
with guns.
You cammy worms. Yeah, shot that skeleton.
So this is him. Yeah. So this is them uncovering all of Julia's victims, right? Who have sort of mummified in the space of an evening, because it seems like this is supposed to pick up very soon after.
It seems to, yeah. It seems to go like straight in, yeah. James Axon is asking for review Halloween Ends. He's asking for review Halloween Ends, but I don't. I haven't seen Halloween. Second Halloween yet.
I haven't seen Halloween Continues or whatever the fuck.
What's your favourite Halloween film? Because if I was going to rank my Halloween films, I'd definitely say first Halloween and then Halloween.
Yeah.
And then my third one's Halloween. What about you?
Oh, okay, right, very good.
Oh, look at me! Look at me! I'm such a clever boy. Rub my tummy.
Yeah. Oh. Well, obviously Halloween.
Halloween, yeah, is your favourite.
I saw the third Halloween, if you will. And I haven't seen the other one. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't particularly good, but it wasn't particularly bad. It just sort of didn't do it. It's like it's almost like it was about a killer with a knife, and that was it.
I don't know what the point is. I really don't know what the point is.
It's almost like stretching that across 20 films.
Fuck me. Well, now it's a new trilogy of Stabbing Man, and it's like, okay. I did like say that the first Halloween.
This expands the law. It's like, what law? He's a
John Stabbington. Like, what the fuck more do you want? I don't know. Yeah. That's why, because John Carpenter does these great one and done movies, and that's what it was. But it was the time of the slasher and stuff like that. So, you know, whatever. But it was the first new Halloween. I'm going to say the third movie to bear the title Halloween, the start of the new trilogy of Halloween films, had lots of lovely photography in it. So there's a bit where Michael's in that checkered courtyard in the mental hospital, and they've all got like a kind of, you know, maximum radius around them, and it's just this checkerboard. Looks fabulous. Looks like that. You never guess what though, mate. He only gets into Haddonfield and starts stabbing babies. Oh no! And then Laurie Strode does a revenging. Oh no! Oh, what you mucky pup? How did you do that again, eh? So I don't know what the second one is. And then I've seen that. Have you seen the weird Donald Pleasance thing from this? Well, it's not weird. It's really good. The Donald Pleasance cameo from the second one.
I did see that. Yes, I saw the start of the second one. I think we started trying to watch it on because it was one of those like suspiciously early onto streaming things. So we started watching and we just go, I can't be asked for this. But yeah, it was all because it flashed back to something.
Yeah, he's got like it's a prosthetic rather than a CGI thing. It looks really great. I thought it's really weird. But, you know, hey ho. So you got Ken Cram and Gorman from Aliens.
That's pretty cool. Ken Cram's great, man. I think he's obviously in the sort of Brian Cox school of leathery smoking man.
Leathery smoking, yeah. It looks like he eats cigarettes, doesn't he?
Yeah. Fuck off. Why don't you just fuck off? That's my Brian Cox.
That's your Brian Cox.
Have you seen any
The
of
universe is infinite. Oh no, that's the wrong one. All right,
not that Brian.
the rubbish Brian Cox.
Succession. Have you seen Succession?
No, not yet.
We watched it sort of religiously, and we were kind of like, yeah, it's fine, but it's one of those doesn't. I'll be honest, I think three seasons now, and I'm kind of like, it's all right, saying the same thing. But yeah, he does like to say "fuck off" a lot, which is kind of fun.
I'm a big, I'm a big fan of. We talked about Brian Cox many times. I just say Channard, like, probably one of the most favourite characters outside of Pinhead. I think people really love Channard's character, like, and understandably, he's got the kind of, he really has the gross creep stuff going on, doesn't he? Like, in such a big way.
Yeah, well, that's one of the first things I remember I ever saw. I didn't even know it was Hellraiser film. I was actually staying with my dad in a hotel in London. It was when he got his MBE, actually, and with the TV was on.
Just casually drop that in there.
And what?
You take out an MBA. I'm pulling your leg.
Oh yeah. No, sorry, I wasn't saying that. I was just remembering why I was there. That's all. It's not. Yeah, you did. And this was on TV, and I remember that was all that Channard stuff was happening, like with him with all bits coming out his hand and stuff like that. And it freaked me out because I was about 11 or whatever I was, 10 or 11. So yeah, kind of freaked me out. So, but indelible images, and yeah, definitely very, evocative.
Well, his kind of creature when he's got that kind of penis that goes into his head and kind of suspends him. It's fucking great, really fucking cool.
Oh, it's a big knob. It's a big veiny knob that goes in his head.
So that cop is Angus McInnes. I'm certain, Scottish actor. He's one of the pilots in Star Wars that goes like, "Quickly, do the blowing up," or whatever he says. And he's in Judge Dredd as well. Like, he's one of the Death Star run pilots. He's like Gold Leader.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
He's the copper that was interviewing her. He's in Judge Dredd as well.
It's like anytime. It seemed like anytime sort of in the 80s and 90s when you would make a film that was set in America, but you made it here, you just got the same actor. The American actors who lived here would all get work. Yeah. Right? So,
it's like called who's the Mac McDonald who played the captain in Red Dwarf, who's in Alien.
Yes, Aliens and Superman 4, I think.
Right. Okay. There you go. Yeah. You get the same old. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I stopped with Hellraiser 4 because Hellraiser 4 was really quite bad. Ivan and I did a Hellraiser watch off. I did, what I mean? And then it was like, yeah, we can stop here now, I think. Yeah,
I think most people reach that. I have seen the fifth one, and it was dull, and you could tell it was a repurposed detective script. I think.
Right.
I've seen that one.
Right. Okay.
It's very, it's very basically a detective story. And then, Pinhead turns up at the end and goes, "My words," and then kills people.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He just sort of turns up and goes, "Hello, this is a Hellraiser film. Bye."
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all, and it kind of is. He's one of those characters that it seems like in the new. I mean, I've only seen the trailer for the new one, but it seems like they've really kind of given Pinhead back their mojo, in terms of like being menacing, saying very little, being essentially just a sort of impartial actor, really. I don't think the point is for them to be like, "Well, I like cheese and you smell like poo and I'm gonna kill you with
I like cheese and you smell like poo,"
or whatever. I mean, they shouldn't have opinions. They're simply a conduit of their minions of heck.
Right.
So Well, and I don't mean the chicken sausages.
That went through my head earlier, and I was like, "Are we talking? Are we talking awful brands now?" I think we might be. Yeah. Like, there's the jokes we've got. That's the bedrock we've hit.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like, Pinhead is a great example of less is more.
You've
got more and more of them. Sam Duxbury gives £5. Thank you, Sam. Why do filmmakers insist on giving our heroes / meat snacks hand torches when head torches would be more practical? Do you know what, Sam? I think head torches are much like suitcases with wheels in that they've existed for far less time than you would think. It's like people used to just not have it. But I suppose a head torch. Do you remember those big batteries that you could comfortably kill a donkey with? Like those. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, but but I think those actually.
Not like, I know what you mean.
Mining helmets went to a battery pack on the waist though, originally.
Yes.
Like they were. Like it was the problem. Like now. Sorry, this has just gone into LED chat. Watching those viewing numbers just bottom out.
I'm in hell. Help me.
I'm in hell. Help me. Oh no, my skin fell off.
Could you have said that? Why'd you have to write it? You have to write it backwards as well because you're not looking that way.
I tell you what, when this heals, I will pick the scabs. I can't help myself.
Yeah. Oh. Have you got a back to sang? No, that's something else.
Eggs.
Eggs. That's a really great image, though. You know, of the like skinned body on the floor, writing on the wall. You know what I mean? Like that's really fucked up. It's really. I mean, this is what I mean about this film. I think has some great imagery. Do I think it's the best film ever? No, of course not. None of the. Hellraiser exists, I think, or has made its way into the sort of lexicon and the horror movie Hall of Fame because of its imagery. Very little else. I don't think there's, apart from the grand subtext of Fanny, there really isn't
the grand subtext. That's which, by the way, is the name of my side project. Grand context of Fanny.
Subtext, though.
Oh, sorry.
This is the thing with Clive Barker, though, isn't it? It's like you have to summon the thing. That's his horror. It's always like Candyman. Everything you have to willingly participate.
Self-inflicted,
which is
kind of.
Well, kind of, but it's like he's writing more about hubris and avarice, and that sort of stuff, coveting things and being bored of the flesh and wanting new experience. That's having appetites and that kind of thing. It's man's insatiable appetite, and that being what undoes him. That's the kind of thing. And it's like the Candyman. The Candyman's slightly different because it's you summon him. The point is that only non-believers would actually do it, right? Because if you really believed that he would turn up and kill you wouldn't do it. Right. So the point is quite a clever thing to do because the point is he wants to kill non-believers in order to reignite the legend, and because that's how he lives on, because he lives on through legend. Not in the new film, though. In the new film, it's about bees or whatever. I didn't get it. Whatever, it's fine. But in most of Clive Barker's stuff, it is about man. It's the sort of it's hubristic violence. That's everything is as a result of it's a careful what you wish for tale rather than horror thing stalks you and kills you and you're innocent.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, this kind of stuff, and it kind of undoes you based on your fears, hopes, and desires. Right. It's kind of as much in your head as it is in the room. It's like a xenomorph's nasty, but it's not kind of like, we know you like looking at pictures of bums, so we're going to put you in a room full of bums till your bum falls off, or whatever. I don't know.
For all eternity.
For all eternity.
Hello, I'm Ian McKellen. I'm going to put you in a room full of bums. They're happy because they're eating bums.
Eating bums, as you will for eternity.
And that Homer thing, he's like, hom, hom, hom.
All the bums in the world.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because that's the way. Well, it's sort of not. I guess it's hell. Or is it? I mean, it is hell, but I don't get it. I think there's a thing of like because you get your bum torn off and put on your head, and I don't really, because you seem to be turned into a being that can't die. Because presumably, if you literally were, if a Cenobite was,
well, I like so like Uncle Frank's torture is to be kept a moment away from sex for all time. They're writhing female things under sheets, and then they kind of disappear.
Oh yeah, I guess.
He's kind of kept in a cycle of temptation for all time because he was a sex pervert that done a sex.
Well, I think the thing with that is, I don't know too much about it. I haven't read the book or anything, but the point was like he was seeking the ultimate sensation and pleasure, but what they deemed to be that wasn't. Like nice things. It was having your dick pulled over your head and shoved up your ass or whatever. I don't know. That's their whole. Don't you like that? No, I don't like it.
No, I don't. Stop.
No, I don't like it anymore. Can you try it again? No, I don't want it. Do you want another hook in your ass? No.
Get the glass coffee table.
No means yes in hell.
In hell. Like I just need. I want to enter Callum Chung for the out of context Val Verde stream chat. In the context of Hellraiser. I don't want to enter your Callum. Buy me dinner first. It's the Val Verde Out of Context Chat Hall of Fame. I think I'd get kicked from the chat if I described the entrance for the bum room. I think I speak for everybody, Callum, when I say we want you to describe the entrance to the bum room. we're all friends here. I've just threatened to enter a man. Oh, look, it's a puzzle made of face.
Yeah. That's a really great image, you know. I mean, again, this is stuff from the first film, but like, yeah, it's a really great
There's
image.
a lot of stock footage going on in here. It's the great Andrew Robinson who played Scorpio in Dirty Harry and Garak on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. One of the best Star Trek characters ever, Ray Duncan. So this is great. The reassembling Frank, it just fucking rocks. So good. And the idea that you would emerge back into the physical plane like through an floor. Doesn't matter which one, but it's always going to be like that. Like you kind of
in the book, I think it's Jizz. I think it's Jizz that brings him back to life.
Oh,
so
of course
that's why.
it is.
Of course it is. So that's why part of like what he's messing around in on the floor looks like. Jizz. I said Jizz on it. I'll just go with that. So there you go. But that's what brings him back to life because obviously it's semen.
Oh, the chatterer. I've put Callum Chung on the spot, but he did say it's a brown passage, the crown room. So there you go. There you go. It's free form wordplay. It's very easy to go to the Hellraiser house. Apparently, it's just somewhere. I think it's North London. Is it North London? So you can go and
probably. It looks like it. Yeah. I bet they love that.
Fucking gawk at it.
Sat in their front room. Oh, someone's fucking. Here they come. Oh, fucking hell.
Here they come again. Here they come again. Fucking hell.
I mean, I take it the interior is not like that, but
it's full of guts and hooks.
Well, no, not like that. You know.
That'd be great. It's just like if you come on it, a man comes out. Caspi Ness gives another.
Don't bleed on the floor,
or come, but if you poo on the floor. Caspi Ness says in the excellent Hellraiser comics continuation, Kirsty becomes a female Pinhead, so the new film's Pinhead felt a bit derived. Okay, interesting, fair enough. I bet Pinhead has got rocking battle jacket with sewing skills like that, says Sam.
The thing is, I mean, the Pinhead was never a male in the first place or a female. You know, it wasn't. I don't think that there's because I think, and again, I'm no expert, but like she is described as having a fairly airy female voice.
Yeah. I think if you're getting bent out of shape about concepts of gender in Hellraiser, you're just looking for something to be annoyed about, honestly. Like, of all the things to get fucking bent out of shape. Duncan's gone. Again. But don't worry, I'll entertain you. His film's going to keep rolling. It's going to be just as good as if he wasn't here. Let's get rid of him. It's not working. It's fine. I'm without an adult presently. It's pretty scary. And we just got into quite a controversial topic. And now I'm on my own. I don't really know what to do. I was so pleased with my new setup and everything. What do you think about Hellraiser? I'm just texting Duncan. Well, he's back. He's back. Woo! Okay, at least there's a system. You are not visible to the chat currently, but hold tight. I'm just talking Hellraiser. Okay, Duncan is back in my chat. There he is. Okay, this has to be looked at ahead of next week. Sorry, everybody, but at least that was a quick one. So there you go. James Atkinson has brought up something that I really want to talk about. That's unrelated. Okay. I don't know why he's doing it, but it's something I want to talk about. James Atkinson says, oh no, because I brought up it earlier. What do you think of the Prodigy album, Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned with Juliette Lewis? The fourth Prodigy album, he's talking about Hot Ride, is the track with Juliette Lewis. It's the one that everybody hates. I think Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned is fucking amazing, and I think Girls is an absolute banger of a track, as is Spitfire, and a bunch of stuff better on the album is really, really good. And everybody just didn't know that there were 2 albums before Fat of the Land, and it wasn't always about Keith Flint saying things about fire. God rest him. Those are all of my thoughts about Always Outnumbered, Never Outgunned. We can go back to the chat. There we go.
Fair enough.
There you go. So yeah,
I've not heard it. I've not heard that, but I would love to. I would love to give that a go.
It's great. I love that album. Really fantastic. You probably heard some of the singles, I'd have thought, because they did get a bit of play, but it's the one everybody hated because it just wasn't Fat of the Land again, in my opinion. Casper Ness, I sent a super. Duncan either comes or goes. Thank you, Casper. You've given a lot today. It's very, very.
Never on the floor.
Never on the floor, or Frank will come out, but not the Frank we know. A different Frank.
Not Frank Skinner, who ironically hasn't got any skin.
Frank Skinner hasn't got any skin.
Yeah, this is all quite aliens, like, you know, with all the tunnel with all the, the dripping wet pipes.
Yeah, and Nightmare on Elm Street as well. It's got a bit of that.
Yeah. There's a lot of sort of crossing, obviously, because a lot of this is about them sort of actually going into hell, hence Hellbound, and it's kind of, but it's also sort of implying, like, at what point does that happen? You know, who is where, all that. You know, this stuff as well. The bit coming up with Julia comes out of the mattress is is an incredible, again, in another indelible image where the head sort of just comes out of the, and she's all like skinned and covered in blood, and her eyes
is great. It's well deserved and it makes sense, and she's kind of the real bad egg, you know what I mean? Or her and Frank together.
Well, she's the villain.
Toxic and
she's always the villain,
Yeah, because but it kind of feels like the first one to me feels like Frank is kind of manipulating her a bit, but this one's more like, no, she's got her own agency.
She bludgeons people to death with the hammer.
Oh yeah, she does stop Hammer Time quite a lot. Yeah, but it's to be reunited with Frank, though, isn't it? That's what I mean. Like, it's in pursuit,
right,
with Frank. But yeah, she does a brilliantly like vampy turn in this. It's fantastic, and yeah, she comes out of a mattress because someone done a spunk on us.
Well, that guy is Oliver Smith? I think his name is. He's in the Dark Ditties stuff as well. The guy in the straitjacket.
Simon Bamford is as well. There's a lot of Hellraiser-ness in there. Oh, James Harris is off. Good to see you, James. Thank you, mate. And I'm going to post your Val Verde poster up soon. I'll put it on the community tab, and I'll find a home for it as well.
Superb.
Kenneth Cranham. Ken Cram. It's me, Ken Cram. Yeah, so
have you tied new Ken Cram in a box?
I think the procedure, Duncan, when you vanish next time, I will. I'm just going to kick you out of the chat so you can come back in, because we seem to deal with it quite efficiently last time.
Out of the chat?
I hang up on you in OBS in Video Ninja.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, so I'll hang up on you so you can, because you kind of linger. And last time you came and couldn't hear me. This is boring for people at home. Hello, people at home. 112 people watching. Yeah, it's a delightfully heartening thing. I'm really happy.
We're working things out.
We're working things out.
This is horrible. This is deeply unsettling. So he cuts himself up, doesn't he? Because he thinks he's Oh, and the sound effects.
The fucking maggots. Like, it's so cool. This though. Yeah. This is the thing.
It's a great prosthetic.
Do you know what? When I was a kid and I liked horror, I was put off by supernatural stuff. And it's in the same way I still can't quite get on with fantasy, and I would write off supernatural stuff. Because I didn't want something that didn't make sense to me. I just wanted things that made sense to me. So like when it was zombies or whatever, you could rationalize it was a disease. Or I wanted, like if it was time travel, there was a made up science, and it was like, well, and I just accept it. And the thing is, if I'd been the little fucking ghoul that I was, I would have loved this if I'd seen it.
Well, the thing my thing was, I guess it was, he's supposed to cut his knob off. That was, my thing was always, I guess because I was raised in a fairly religious household, my thing was always things like hell and that did really get to me. They used to really freak me out. The idea that there was sort of a, that you could.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know,
because I was specifically raised like, and I'm not being glib or kind of boastful or anything, but I was specifically raised to believe that religion was nonsense. So, like, when it was...
I've come to that conclusion on my own.
Yes, you've arrived there. But we were kind of raised... We were supposed to be agnostic, but my dad was very atheist, so we ended up essentially being raised atheists, and my mum was very good at keeping the agnostic thing together. Whereas my dad's got fucking opinions that he wants to tell you all of at once. So, like, this kind of stuff to me was just like, well, that's just nonsense, because it's about hell, and hell doesn't exist, which is hilarious, because, like, this is nonsense, I'm off to watch RoboCop. like that. Yeah. So God,
well, I know what you mean.
Star Wars as well. Like, Star Wars is fine, but this is nonsense. It's stupid.
I suppose the thing for me is that things like hell and all good and evil and God and all that kind of stuff. It's more metaphorical for me. I think these are sort of metaphors that we tell ourselves to make sense of our own sort of conscience and morality and that kind of stuff. So I suppose it's kind of embodying that kind of stuff and thinking about punishment and what torment is, and and I don't know. It's just sort of like evil incarnate, evil that could come, and I don't know that like. I don't know what it is, because when you boil it down, when you start talking about it and going like demons, what's the guy in Father Ted? When the three bishops come to visit, and Dougal like basically just says, what does he say? They're walking along and he's like, "Do you have any doubts, Father? Do you ever doubt your faith?" And he goes, "Well, you know how it's like how God was supposed to have sent his son to earth to die for our sins." "Yes, Father." "And then he died, and then on the seventh day he was resurrected, and he came back to life, and he washed away all our sins." "Yes, Father." "And how we're supposed to live all of it," and he goes on and on about like Catholicism, and he goes, "Yes, what about it?" He's like, "That's the part I have trouble with." And it's like the whole religion, right? And then right at the end of it, he's just like, and then at the end he just goes and jumps, because they all leave the parochial house, and one leaves with the Holy Stone of Clonrickard up his arse because Father Jack shoves it up his arse. The other one leaves a hippie and gets in a van and just takes a toke as they drive off, which is brilliant. And the other one is dead, so he leaves it in an ambulance or a hearse or whatever, and it's just like it's so funny. But it's the same thing. Whenever you talk about religious stuff, that scene always pops into my head. And Father Ted is so brilliant at sort of distilling and condensing all the problems with organized religion.
That's what's great about Dougal, because the thing about Dougal is always that he just doesn't get it. He doesn't. Why would he believe any of it? He's basically a child. Like, he's somehow a priest.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, when you look at stuff like this, and I don't know why I find it quite so sort of distressing or scary. But I don't know, because when you talk about it, you go, "Don't be silly." But there's just something. I suppose there's something sort of ethereal about it. I don't know. I don't know. But there you go.
Well, there you go. And also, like the kind of sexual relationship between Channard and her when she has no skin. That's a delightfully kind of icky, kinky. Because it just tells you what kind of man Channard is. He's just he is, as we'd say in Britain, a wrong'un. A fucking
wrong'un. I don't know what it would be like to not have skin, but I can't imagine it.
Can you read that one from Stephen Allen? Because I can't do it as well as you.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Colin McLean.
I love the one because doesn't he have? He has two things he can say. One is yes, and the other is that would be an ecumenical matter. And he's like, and he starts going like, he said this. He goes, "That would be an ecumenical too. Yes." And he's just like,
yes.
Oh man, yes, ecumenical. Sorry, Colin McLean.
So Colin McLean just gave $10. I'm reading too much into this, or on the pins in Pinhead's head, a phallic representation repeated in multiple penetration. Yeah, probably. I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, because it's also mired in sexual imagery and kink. Basically, having survived film studies, I can tell you that anytime anybody penetrates anything, it's meant to be a cock, according to film studies. So yeah, he's got a head full of willies.
I think a lot of it, there's a lot of stuff in it about like, having your nerves like stressed all the time, or having, I don't know. I mean, it's all supposed to mean something. I mean, what? I don't know. This stuff when it's like, that's what I guess you would look like if all your skin was simply just not there. But it seems like she's got lips. It's just they don't have skin. It's like, I guess you shouldn't poke at it too much.
It's like she's got ears, but like I guess you'd strip the cartilage. I don't know. I mean, you have ruined that suit. You have ruined that suit.
Yeah, I know. Why did you even put it on?
I'm going out to buy some bleach. Why didn't you wear the red one? I've got a red one. It's really weird that I'd have a red one. What were you thinking? Oh God!
Couldn't you wear my bathrobe or something?
That which is also red. Wait, I got a Santa costume. It's a really fucking great makeup though. I love that. It's so it's just nice. It's a bit like, there are certain things you need to put them on a skinny person, because you can't put bone over someone with it. Like so many zombies, these zombies just have like these massive cheekbones. Because it's like, because you put that on like someone with a thick face.
So the guy on the mattress who cut his dick off, he's the one. He plays Skinless Frank in the first one.
Oh, okay. So skinny guy in
Yeah,
makeup, like Predator and whatever. Okay,
yeah,
okay, very good. Very good.
yeah.
Michael and Anna say, so there's chains, maggots, and literal Judeo-Christian hell. Is it an Event Horizon prequel? I'd be very annoyed if I was the Event Horizon and it turned out it had all been going on in North London the whole time. By which I mean Freedomville, USA. Freedomville, USA. Apple Pie Town, America.
Yeah. Eagle.
I can only achieve an erection when I'm looking at a mummy.
Well, it's a good shorthand, isn't it? Because it's kind of right. We don't have to do the prosthetics anymore because we just cover it in bandages.
This is when this is great because you see this and it's like this is the day that costume and makeup got to breathe.
Yeah. I love the way he just sort of pushes it and then it's stuck to her arm. It's like that's not how bandages work. You're a doctor for fuck's sake.
I don't know. I think it's because of all the gooey blood. The KY jelly that she's smeared in.
And it would all be like seeping through. Yeah. I don't think the bandages will remain like pristine. But
also, that's not someone that's wrapped bandages. That's a thing that's had holes cut out of it. But never mind.
Yeah, it's that thing as well. Like it happens to her later on, doesn't it? Where like all her skin peels off and like it just comes off as like one big flappy, like it's chamois leather, and it's kind of like, well, that's not how
chamois leather. Well, it's like that, the fucking alternate ending of Terminator Salvation, where they're just going to peel John Connor's skin off. It's like it's not pajamas. Like it's going to baggy, weird. Like what? You can't just magically crawl inside someone's skin. Oh, it's so great. This achieves its purpose by being horrendously grim.
Yeah.
So.
Did they actually have sex? Do you think?
I like it's so implied though. Like look at that. Like all of that. That looked like funny lips at the back. Dan Lyle says that's a smashing blouse. Loads of fun hanging out with Dan in Derby. It was good to see Dan. We had a right laugh.
Dan has done a poster for a pitch for a film that I'm pitching at the moment. So thank you, Dan. More will be made known.
Was that posted by the director on Twitter?
I don't know if he posted the.
Is a director called Miles?
Miles, yeah, but he didn't. I don't think he posted the actual poster. I think he just said that it was done. He better not have done.
Oh, okay.
Or has he actually put the whole thing on?
I think he might have done, but I didn't really know who Miles was, so I was like, I don't know. Miles and Lyles per hour. The thing, to be fair, he does work quite quickly. He does. Dan turned around our stuff very quickly.
Oh yeah.
I've got I got a Foxy Flingo poster from Dan that I'm still waiting to frame, which I cannot wait. When I go to my
that's brilliant.
When I go to my new flat, I'm going to frame Foxy Flingo for sure.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't posted the.
Okay. Has he just said that Dan's D in it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, Gorman.
Right, you're safe, Miles.
For now.
Yeah.
He's safe now. Oh yeah,
Dan says any blood on the floor.
Dan says he hasn't put it online. I'm just stirring shit with people I don't know. I just love causing shit. Just stirring shit, mate.
That's probably a Hellraiser thing. You'll be stirring shit for all eternity.
Just a big vat of poo.
He used to look. That would be my hell, wouldn't he? He made poo jokes. Now he will stir the poo.
He will stir the poo. The hell poo.
Why doesn't he stirring? Shut up. To make Cenobites, you put poo in.
It's dog poo, which is the worst kind of all, famously.
Famously.
Dogs
are known.
Everybody knows that in heck.
You didn't know? Where have you been, living under a rock for the last month?
I tell you, James actually says, is there any summer movies you liked would recommend to others? I don't know about summer. I don't know really what I've seen, but Everything Everywhere All at Once was out earlier this year, and I thought it was fucking phenomenal. It was a brilliant film. Brilliant.
Yes,
brilliant
I keep
film.
meaning to watch that. It's on a streaming service. I can't remember.
It's one of these things that's long. but it's good.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful. Really, really great. I also watched Cruella last night, which I really liked. It's really good. The Emma Stone.
Yeah,
I thought it was fucking great. I thought it was fantastic. Really, really good. It's uses its long runtime well. It's got great period stuff. It's great comedy stuff. You know, I think I've probably seen 101 Dalmatians once when I was 6. I don't really know much, you know. But I viewed it as a standalone thing, and I had a grand old time. So there you go. Didn't expect that, did you? Didn't see that coming, did you? And of course, Prey was great.
Oh yeah, Prey was fantastic.
Yeah, I reviewed Nope. You heard my thoughts on Nope. I hope you watched my review of Nope. Yeah. No.
No, I did. Sorry,
you did. Yeah. Yeah.
It's this weird thing with Hellraiser where it's kind of like they this happens in the first one as well, where it's kind of like they suck people through their fingers, however that works, their life force or whatever. But then it's always the last one that gives them skin.
Yeah.
So I don't understand, what else were you missing that you were having to do that for so long? There's like 10 dead people there. What were you doing?
It'd be better if it was random and one of them just comes out like a big flesh Easter egg with no skeleton because they got skin first. It's just like a big hollow. If you close your mouth,
is it like a sort of
blow in your
Captain
nose?
Planet? Is it sort of Captain Planet thing where they're like Earth, Wind, Fire? That's a band. Heart.
Heart. Skin.
Heart was always
spleen.
the shit one,
gut pipes.
Yeah.
gut pipes. Bring me good pipes. Oh no. Ed Mason.
But then she obviously had all those things.
So Ed Mason gave 449. Yeah, she did have her gut pipes. Great to have you back, guys. I'm currently contemplating the horrors of Ian McKellen's bum room whilst making a spag bowl.
Well, now, welcome to the bum room. Over there, you'll find the chill out space.
The chill out. That's a big bum you can rest on, but it does fart intermittently.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. You can get away from it all over there. Over here, we have hairy bums, so that's good. And then here we've got cooking with bums, so you can cook. And I don't know. And there's a homeless person over there who got confused. So
it's like fragrant pork belly when you cook with bums. Oh, so many flies and maggots. All them flies and maggots.
Yeah, it's quite. That's a big Hellraiser thing, isn't it? That sort of like rotting, nasty, just sort of decrepit. Especially in the first one, all the walls of the house. What?
Sorry, I just saw a comment. I'm so sorry.
What happened?
You were talking about the content of the film, but I just saw what Boeing 615 wrote, which is if the skin, it's probably not even that funny, but I think it's funny.
Okay,
if the skin comes last, wouldn't that contain the bum hole? Seems like it might be an issue. So basically, when they've got just skeleton and a skin, they've got no bum hole, so anything they eat would just fall out until they get their skin.
Well, we still have the hole and the sphincter, just not the skin around it. I don't know. The curiously brown skin. I don't know why it's brown. Well, it's colour coded.
116 people that have waited 14 months for this.
I did say there would be poo and bum and willy.
It's true, to be fair. It is true.
I got to put my old cardi on because my heater is arriving tomorrow, but I have not a heater.
It's not. You're still equipping the Oast House, aren't you?
Well, I'm still equipping. The thing is, it's south facing, right? Which sounded like a great idea in principle when we were having it designed and built and everything. But obviously, it's turned it into a fucking oven. So most of the summer, it's been unbearably hot. And now, of course, it's freaking freezing. So now I'm on the hunt for an heater.
Anne Heater. Hello, I'm Anne Heater.
It's not particularly interesting. Yes, Anne Heater.
Anne Heater.
Bam rooms. Another thing that Richard and I trapped together discovered is our love for Gordon Ramsay impressions, which we've been doing like ad nauseum. No one's seen it.
I think those other people on that flight really enjoyed that too.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were
Well, our
having a
flight was
great
delayed
time.
by 3 hours, so we got drunk in the airport and just did Gordon Ramsay. And then we stood in the queue for ages waiting to get on the plane. And just standing there doing Gordon Ramsay impression. It was really.
I don't know how that
funny.
came up as a topic of conversation, but that was that's what sort of typified. Oh, Gorman's got his brain fingered. This is so she can get double skin.
I was going to say, what does she need from him now? The bumhole, just the bumhole.
Just in the director's cut, it pans down her back down, goes. You can pops it in.
I mean, that's quite a nice little thing where they've obviously done the makeup on one side.
Yeah, that's a
And then the
really
camera's panned round
cute.
to
That's
reveal.
clever, and he's got like a bubo on his neck, which you can hide from the other side, and then you come around.
Yeah.
It's a very kind of cool, very cool bit of stuff. I did forget, the first half of this is Earthbound, and then it's Hellbound. We're not talking about.
Well, you can't be hellbound if you're already there.
It's true. To be fair, they should go to hell as the ending. That would be to be truly
Well,
Hellbound.
yeah. Which they kinda
120
do, right?
people here, Duncan. 120 people.
Fuck me.
Fuck me. Fuck me. Come on. Been to hell, have you, sweetheart? Yeah. Fuck me. Jesus Christ.
Keep your Cenobite high. You don't want to interrupt the cooking process. Cook on medium for 2 hours.
Round the
Put
corner.
his willy up his butt.
Up the butt.
Come
Fuck
on.
me. Come on, Gino. Fuck me. He's been here for 25 minutes. He's not even put a hook up his cock. Fuck me. Pinhead. More like cunt face. Fuck me. Should have gone to Specsavers. Anyway. I don't know.
It's fucking
That's
raw.
what I do. That's fucking raw. Fucking raw. He's not even doing it well. Just stood around in my kitchen doing it to myself. Such is my life. Do you know what I fucking do at the moment? Because I just came back from I was doing a stream in Cambridge a couple of days ago. I've been back and forth all fucking summer. I come back to this flat. I talk to myself in the kitchen, eat, sleep, and then go somewhere again. And that's it. Since I've lived here, the amount of time I've spent in town, in Brighton, is very fucking little. I got a bunch of beach days in minutes, it's nice, but I've just been sat on my fucking ass. Jesus Christ.
You imagine it, right? You imagine that. Imagine if you had a car. That's what I'm like. So as soon as I get in my car, I'm like, come on, fuck me.
Come
I'm just
on,
saying
fuck
stupid
me.
crap. Come on, Gino.
Come on.
Come on. It's literally like that. That's what it's because you're in this hermetically sealed room. Now when I'm in here, I say things and utter I'm like, did that? And there are genuinely times when I'm like, did I say that out loud? Or
So Simon, who I live with here, who was gaffer on Touch You Bleed, he's a freelancer as well, so he's never here either. But we don't overlap much. So there's a lot of being alone here when I'm here because I'm away all the time, and I'll quite often because I've gone a bit stir crazy. The times I do leave the house to go to Co-op to buy something sad to eat. Did I just stand?
You
by
want
the
to
lettuce
upgrade
and
to a
fucking
new
talk to myself?
face?
A new face. I was walking down the street.
A Motorola sign port.
Oh God!
I have. Oh, by the way, I have got access to Osthouse season or series 2.
I've listened to all of it already.
Is it brilliant?
It's
Because I have only
It's
just.
great. It's great. I just there's a bit in the end where he gets into kind of manosphere pickup artistry type stuff, which is great. He gets into that's
Brilliant.
great. I can't remember what it's called, but the podcast he's listening to. But it's fucking wonderful. Am I right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Didn't something very sad happen to the blonde girl, in real life?
Oh,
Or is she? Yeah, maybe I've made that up.
I will say this: she does look a lot like Greta Thunberg. Conspiracy theory.
Well, have you ever heard that there's actually also and I
How
found this hilarious.
dare you?
Well, Alex Jones has been ordered to pay $1 billion in damages.
$1 billion?
It's like 935
in
million or
fairness,
something.
don't fucking go after the families of dead children.
Yeah, well, exactly. Probably, and don't send your your fucking chode followers to harass grieving parents. You know what I mean? Anyway, the reason I got there, and I think we talked about this before. One of the great fringe conspiracy theories is that Alex Jones is a still alive, brainwashed Bill Hicks. Have you ever heard that? So, like, he's supposed to. The CIA. The theory is that the CIA. Bill Hicks didn't die. The CIA kidnapped him and brainwashed him, and now he's Alex Jones. And the great interesting thing about that is, aside from how mental it is that the Waco massacre, Waco, Bill Hicks was there. He did like a home movie type video. He reported from the Waco siege, as did Alex Jones. So it's not quite.
Wow.
They were, never see them in the same room at the same
room.
time.
Yeah.
Also, their ages don't line up, and they're completely different people. But but they did just happen to have been apparently at the same place. So there you go.
I am Snorlax says, did you see Alex Jones's reaction? I have not had a chance to catch up with any of this. All I know is that he's been ordered to pay money that he doesn't have. It's not like he's got billions of dollars.
Yeah, exactly. Because what he was doing definitely was pretending he was broke when he had, but like he doesn't have $1 billion. Like he doesn't have $1 billion. Like that's like
$1 billion.
Yeah. Well, like when they sentence someone to 150 years or whatever, and it's like, well, legally this is a cumulative sentence, and we're basically saying saying life. It's a bit like that. Like
it is. It's basically shutting down his whole operation, which is fair.
Yeah. You'll be paying back $100 a month for the rest of your life as a still alive Bill Hicks.
Yeah. And then some people have gone for free speech, and it's like that's slander, mate. It's just libel. It's the very.
It's because he kept in court saying like I didn't say that, and then the prosecution would just play a clip.
And they play it to him.
Did you ever say they're all liars? And he'd go, no. And then they play a clip and goes, I think they're all liars. It's like, dude, just stop.
It's like the Austin Powers thing, isn't it? With the Swedish-made penis enlarger pump. That sort of thing is in my bag, baby. And it's like, one book. So the Swedish-made penis enlarger pumps and me. This sort
kind
of thing really
is my bag, baby.
Baby. By Austin Powers. So good. Anyway, here they are. His Pinehead
and his Hellraiser.
It's got lots of pine. Yeah, he's got lots of pine air fresheners.
It's got lots of pine air.
Smells great.
They do hold off on them here, but then the first film's kind of about the build up of semen as well, isn't it?
You see him right at the start briefly, but then
this bit's kind of like a laser quest.
Yes, it is. Yeah, lots of dry ice, and the lighting is quite interesting. I mean, I do think it's an effective. I do think it's a visually arresting film. I think it's much more polished than the first one. But it still retains.
I like the matte paintings of hell as a kind of labyrinth.
Yeah,
I really do. There's quite. There are other depictions of hell as being a labyrinth, a place in which you're endlessly lost and everything, and it's the punishment suits the crime, right? So like I said before, Frank has loads of writhing naked women who are under sheets who disappear or slide away when he goes near them.
But I'm not sure if that's him or if that's Kirsty's hell. All Kirsty's stuff, she's running through there and she ends up running away from him and stuff.
Yeah, but he's in there, that's his room.
He's in there, yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it?
Surely that's him because he wants to fuck everything.
No, it's him. I know it's him, but hang on. I'm just saying, is she in her hell? In which case, her version of hell, it's like. But then is this hell that?
Seeing him, oh god, then you get into a whole kind of world of subject.
But that's the thing: is it exactly? Is it a subjective hell, or is it, or is it just a place? Is it a dimension? I don't know, because that's the thing. I don't understand. Like in the first one, you can kill a Cenobite by dropping a house on it or whatever, or doorway, but they turn up and walk through walls and can appear anywhere and stuff. It's like, well, how are you killing it?
They're allergic to lindors, that's why.
Yeah, I know. So they can be crushed and stabbed and killed, but
this
because at the end of this, they all die.
The full-on German expressionists painted on sets, and then the kind of matte paintings, Escher-esque, geometric hell. Yeah. It's great, really fucking cool.
Yeah. And there's again, she's in a subjective hell, right? Because she goes into this fairground thing, and there's a baby with its mouth sewed shut, which I get because she's mute, right? So
She
it's kind
loves
of
babies crying. That's why. Sorry.
all of that. But yeah, so this is a subjective hell for her. But then I don't know. Yeah.
Well, this is the thing of like, because so to take your point, like, can you just walk into someone else's hell? Like you walk into it, like you say, is it a place? Because then Nancy just visits Frank's hell. Like, hello, or not. You know,
I forget there's that clown juggling eyeballs for some reason.
yeah, clowns are the worst. I hate it when they juggle their own eyeballs. That's why I hate them so much. People say clowns are scary, and they're right. I mean, I'm more scared of that kind of that wipe they just put in there. But okay,
What wipe? What? Which one? Sorry, I
it's
wasn't
like there's just like a wipe, a really eggy wipe across the screen. But
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah, this kind of because I there that so good. Oh, Duncan's gone. Duncan's dead. Duncan's dead. Oh man, you do all this work. You make your new stream. You get your glass of rum, and then your podcasting cohort just disappears when you're talking about how good hell looks. Now it's just a grey square. What am I to do? He's gone now from my chat. There's a filibuster. Just keep talking. Look at that. That's a nice wardrobe. Love a wardrobe. Oh, and he's back. Record time though, mate. Record time coming back. Hold on. You haven't reappeared in the chat yet, so chat. Well, this is a teething problem that needs to be worked out, clearly. They're gonna hang around there. The chat can't hear you, they can merely there, and he's back. There he is, a sexy bastard.
See, as whatever you just did, I heard you started dropping out when you introduced me to the chat, so your voice started going so I don't know if that's
see, Caspian gives money every time you drop out, so it's £2 this time.
Bye.
Sending Duncan bye. I'll need £100 this time. Sending Duncan internet CPR again, says Caspian.
Thank you, Caspian.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You just left when my favourite matte painting happens.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it is. I know the one you mean. That's a very sort of Dorothy Wizard of Oz thing, isn't it, with the camera?
Oh yeah, I didn't think of the Wizard of Oz stuff in this. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Colin McLean, $2. You must summon the Duncan. That one's got a fanny for a neck.
All this stuff is quite, the whole point is like she's bargaining with them. I love that Pinhead's just sort of rotating in the frame for no apparent reason. Oh yeah, it turns into Leviathan, doesn't it? I don't know what that means. I mean, I really don't. But yeah, it's this stuff is good because it is like she has to negotiate with them, but again, it's that thing of like I think, and I don't know, but I think in the new one it's more sort of explicit that they're not. It's not like you're being dragged to hell and tortured because you were bad or anything. It's that you summoned them because you wanted to. I don't know why that would. Why?
Well, it's kind of like you're sold a promise of the ultimate transgression, and then it's like, nope, demons, sorry. Like,
yeah, but that's what they said. We're demons to some, angels to others. Like, it's
yes,
like
yes.
What is it?
Yes.
What in it? I don't understand. But then there you go.
Maybe the answer's on Wikipedia. Wing Kong Exchange gives £5. So here's a £5 for Duncan's meter, says Wing Kong Exchange.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, electricity's expensive. That'll give me 2 minutes of electricity.
Yes, true, yes.
I love the way that the chain, when it went across the doorway and went into the door frame, as it was pulled out, it pulled out flesh out of the door.
Yeah, it bleeds. The wall bleeds. It's the door.
Bleeds,
So.
Yeah,
it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Beat corridors. That's just the same corridor the other way around.
Oh god, yeah. There's something. Do you know what? That's one of the most disappointing things about being an adult, is watching sci-fi shows and things like this and going like, oh yeah, they built one corridor. But that speaks to the magic. As when I was a kid, I just felt like the Enterprise or Red Dwarf or whatever just had endless corridors. And it's like one corridor for mirror at the end, and they light it differently, and it sells it.
Yeah.
It's just dorks like us that watch it over and over and over again that just go, oh yeah. Oh, I can't believe they didn't build hell. That sounds stupid of me. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm
awful
interested
hell.
to see the new one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
I am.
Looks like fun.
I'm kind of like, and the trailer was really cool, and I'm just kind of, it put me in the mind of watching the first one, and I just love the Cenobites. Just seem so menacing in the first one. It's the kind of deep voices and the kind of the bell tolling in the soundtrack, and they do a lot of, they kind of repurpose a lot of they do loads of kind of smoke and backlighting, like volumetric light in this again.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same effect. So each Cenobite comes in a doorway and there's light bursting through. And it's something they do in the first movie. Because it's great, really effective technique, you know.
They do that thing with the drywall where the light comes through it, you know.
Yeah, right. So they've got the kind of chiaroscuro thing where it's just kind of like coming through slats and holes in the plaster and stuff. And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really fucking cool. And this is great as well because it's the same few shots of her standing in that annex with paintings at the end, but they just move the camera a different direction and it just kind of sells it as a...
Well, she's supposed to be sort of trapped there and doesn't know where to go, kind of thing as well. I mean, that's such a cheap thing to do, right? You push in on her, and then suddenly there's a person behind her, and you can pull back out again. It's like, well, all right.
It's up there with opening the mirrored bathroom cabinet, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
shutting
no.
it again. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, there's always that thing as well, like, and everyone knows this shorthand, even if they wouldn't, you know, couldn't articulate it. But there's that thing of like, you know, something's about to happen to a character when they're in that, when the frame's quite wide and it shows them standing in a room, or, you know what I mean? Or like when the frame appears to be looking past them into an empty space, or something, you know, something's going to happen. You know, there's always that when the camera's set up to do that, which I think people use quite wisely. I can't remember we watched a film recently where that was done, but it was a fake out. So like nothing did happen, but they just used that setup to make you think that someone was going to get jumped or something was going to happen. I can't remember what it was. And you know, if someone's backing away, but you're seeing what's in front of them, not what's behind them.
Yeah, it's nice, nicely subversive. That's
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Big cool.
Yeah, that's Escher-esque, isn't it? Look at that.
And it goes off into the horizon. And it's not hell as lava and fucking brimstone and stuff. You know, it's a different kind of hell. I genuinely, really genuinely not trying to be funny or whatever, but the depiction of hell in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is really clever. It's a really nice, that's a kind of Taylor's hell, but it goes in massively on the German expressionism. So it's all kind of like this weird angular painted infinite corridors, really wide lenses though in that one, and kind of different coloured lighting and kind of endless labyrinths. And then they do drop into the metal album hell, because of course they do. It's Bill and Ted. They need to go to the metal album hell, right? That's the kind of thing. Yeah. But yeah, it kind of shares a lot with that, but it's done in such a fun way in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. It's just such a fun, playful version of hell. It shares a lot with this.
I think you got that sort of negative imagery in this, don't you? It's a bit weird. I guess it's like black light shining on him, so it's sort of inverting him or something.
Yeah,
I suppose is what
they're kind of negative. Yeah. I think that was a Bob Ross painting, says Dan. Look at this, you absolute wrong'un.
You dirty Roman.
You dirty wrong'un. In the new film, Duncan Casey plays young Ken Cranham fucking a young Skellington. Hit Razor Zero. Oh, here we go. Yeah, see that? It's kind
right
of like,
up the arse.
It's like rape imagery, isn't it? 'Cause they hold his legs open and stuff, and it goes in him and all the rest of it.
It goes in his mouth as well, I think.
The fucking
wire.
And it's, you know, Go on, sorry.
Sorry, go. I was going to say, who decides what they're going to look like? Who designs them? Like, this one's going to have chicken wire over his face. Like, why? Who came up with
this
that?
is the kind of fitting punishment, isn't it? Because he was a doctor, so it's doctor stuff. So did it come from him, or is there just a committee of Cenobite designers who are just kind of like, okay, look, this guy really liked kebabs, so we're going to put him in a pit of bread made of barbed wire or whatever. I don't know. He's kind of suckling on it when it goes in his mouth, so you know, like.
Yeah. Because he did a lot of cutting into people's brains and that kind of stuff, so he ends up obviously with a dick in his head for some reason.
I got a fucking willy in me head. I don't know if I saw a concept art thing. I don't know if it's in the new movie, but it's kind of similar to Chenard in it. Someone who's ripped, who's hooked up to loads of drips, and they're kind of hanging. They're sort of suspended. Right. Did you see? I think there's a Cenobite that's like a kind of medically intervened person. It looked kind of cool. It was a concept.
Oh,
art,
right,
so
okay.
I don't know if it's in the movie, but it's kind of similar to Chenard in that it's kind of suspended off of something because he's on a big purple cock.
It does beg the question: where the hell does that go? It's like, well, does that mean he could? Well, you can obviously retrace his steps quite.
Yeah, there's just loads of purple flank everywhere. So.
It's like you're walking out in the street and there's this giant knob going out of one door and into like the pub or whatever. And you go, like, Chenard's in the
It's kind of throbbing Muppet penis just going down the street, and it's like, well, go in the direction away from the veins. That's probably safe. But then where does it lead?
Has anyone seen? Yeah,
there's a big nutsack somewhere.
Has anyone seen Chenard? Like, okay, don't stand on that.
There's a massive scrotum coming out. Ow! There's a big purple scrotum coming out of a sewer somewhere.
Yeah, probably. I mean, why not?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, see, I think, do you know, I think you're right. I think what's happened is she's walked into Frank's hell.
She's gone into Frank's hell, yeah, because it seems to me hell is a physical place that you can navigate in this rather than...
Yeah.
I don't know, because it seems it's like the fitting punishment, but and like you say, unless her experiencing Frank's hell is a type of hell on its own, like I don't want to, because you touch it and it goes
Because
away.
I gather, like, yeah, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, no, I like that. I haven't seen them, but I know she came back for, yeah, that's the sort of framing I'm talking about, where someone's going to be behind you. There's a film where she comes back, it's like Hellraiser 2085 or whatever, and she comes back, and there's a whole, like, I saw a scene from it because it was on YouTube, and it's one of those things that popped into my thing. I was like, fucking hell, I'm gonna do this. And it is just them standing in a room of change and him going, "Not this time, Kirsty. Naughty Kirsty. Can't get away now. Gonna put spikes up your bum for all eternity." And she goes,
So is she in,
like, wait,
is she in
wait,
hell?
What if I no, I don't know. Watched it, but I just saw the clip. And she goes like, "Oh, no, wait. What if I bring you a Labrador or something nice or cute or whatever?" He's like, don't fuck with me this time. I'm telling you, well, once bitten, twice shy. Fooled me once. And it's just like, oh, for fuck's sake, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's like, she's like, it's this.
Bring me a Labrador.
Yeah. So what use is bring? Because obviously that's her shtick. It becomes her shtick, which is that, like, don't take me. I didn't. You know, it's like she bargains with them basically, because in the first one it's Frank, and they wanted Frank, so she can use that as to deliver him. But in this one, it's kind of like that again, but he's already there, so I don't really understand. And then later on, when she the actress came back again, and it's this sort of sclerotic scene where she's standing with him, just sort of going, "No, Pinhead, no," and he's like, "I'm gonna get you now," and she's like, "No, you're not, because now I know what you want. I know what you want. You want a Labrador made of skulls. Well, guess what? I've got one over there. Look over there. It's whatever. It's outside. Look out the window. No, out the window. Right, and run off." He's like, they can teleport and shit. Like, what? They can make walls open and walk out of them. What do you think running away from one is going to do? He can summon chains. It's like, but you can dupe them and run away and hide. It's like, I don't really think that's.
Well, this is it. They can exit the bounds of hell. They don't have to get a bus.
Like, and yet they walk around after you. It's like, why? Like, it seems self-sabotaging.
Self-sabotaging. Because I knew she came back one of the later ones, but I mean, what are we saying? That's probably, is that like the one after 4, or is it? Because she set out the next one.
No, the one after 4 is the detective one.
Oh, so it
must.
So it's 6 onwards, we think.
I think, yeah, I don't know. Lance Henriksen is in one of them, I think. Which is weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
As Edward Hanna astutely points out in the chat, a Labrador made of skeletons.
Indeed, yes. Sorry.
Toby knows. I can't remember his name. Toby knows Uncle Frank somehow.
Oh, right, yeah.
He wanted to do a kind of interview with him or something.
Oh, nice.
There you go. Yeah. We're kind of.
What?
Okay.
Are we glitching out? It's really annoying.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on. Sorry, everybody. Thank you for your patience. This will be looked into, but we're going to look into it. Very sorry. Not quite what's going on, but we're back. I think it's a bandwidth issue. I wonder if I've just got shitty speed here, because it's not you. You've got crazy town banana pants speed.
It shouldn't be. Oh, this is grim. We set on fire and it's like his skin starts peeling off. It's like, damn it, my face.
Ow. Okay, we are still live. Fucking hell. Sorry, everybody. Just trying to pipe internet in my new flat, which, as I say new, I'm going to fucking leave, but it has shitty broadband. Yeah, I'm hovering at 2 megabytes a second download speed. Which is probably an issue.
Well, that'll do it then.
It was 60 when I started.
Yeah, see, if it's it can cause issues.
It's me.
Oh, well.
Ah, well.
It's all good.
So,
we're doing all right. We're doing all right.
These are once a month, so next time we'll have plenty of time to sort this out. I swear to God.
Yeah, that's Oliver Smith in that makeup.
Right.
He's the guy who cut his dick off.
Cut his dick off.
Bite his face. Or whatever. As the saying goes. Dan says Lance Henriksen's in the one with Henry Cavill. There you
go. Is that the Hellraiser.com/help or whatever it's called?
Possibly. I think it's. I don't. I may have seen that. I think someone had. I watched it with someone years ago, but it's like it was he was in a house or something.
Fuck knows. I don't know. I remember when those were coming out, and it's like, well, I hadn't seen the other ones yet, so it was just like, well, I don't really care that this is bad.
No. Well, you sort of expect them to be bad. I think the thing with Hellraiser is it's kind of like it's not a slasher film, and I don't know why they kind of turned it. They sort of, I guess, felt the need to turn it more into that.
You know what it is, because they've got a memorable character, and they've got films that make money. So it's it's a shame really, because Hellraiser in space was not. Because it kind of isn't, is it? It's in 3 different time periods, and I just kind of think if you're going to do in space,
most of it isn't. It's just
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like, but the thing is, it's like, Event Horizon is Hellraiser in space essentially.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, that's I mean, it's better at that in a way, well, in a lot of ways, than Hellraiser in space.
I'm going to I'm going to let you filibuster for a moment. I'm just going to go find out if I can do anything about this connectivity. Give me a second. I'm going to put my lens cap on.
This is where we're all going to go offline, guys. Here comes Dr. Chenard with his... I don't know. This is where he gets a big giant willy in his head. And I think he doesn't say something like, to think I hesitated or something. It's one of those... I always liken... I assume becoming a Cenobite is like that when you're on holiday and people want to get in the pool, and you get there and you're like, is it cold? I don't want to get in if it's cold. And there's always that person who just jumps in, and they go, it's fine when you're in. And you go, yeah, but I have to cross that threshold of like, jumping in up to my tits, and it's cold, and I don't want to do it. And there's that, but then you do it, and you go, oh yeah, it's fine when you're in. And I gather it's the sort of eternal torment equivalent of that. I don't know. That's just what what I figure. Anyway, how are we all doing? It's me, no Richard, and I'm probably all janky and weird and not working properly. I'm sorry about that. Teething problems. But anyway, how are we doing? Let's have a look at the chat. Let's have a look at the chat. James says, "Hope you don't mind me asking. I can hope the family's well. They're all they're all well, thank you. Yeah. My little girl is 2 now, if you can believe that. So, just dealing with nurseries and tantrums and all that good stuff. I was wrestling her into bed earlier before this, so that was fun. I'm permanently, as you can tell, permanently tired. But there you are. But we're keeping very busy, and business is good, and all that good stuff. So we're happy. these are people's conversations, so I don't know. I'm sort of reading comments that are half conversations. Lance Henry. Colin McLean. Look at Colin McLean with his incredible truth bombs. Lance Henriksen was originally offered the role of Frank Cotton in the first film, so there you go. That's interesting. That would have been. That's an odd one. I can't see him being, because Frank's supposed to be quite sexy, and the guy they got to do it was quite cool and sexy and all that kind of stuff. And like, if it was Lance Henriksen, it's like, hey Julia, you want to do a sex now or whatever. That would have been quite weird. But you're
going to do a sex now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what I meant. It would have been like sort of deep voiced. Hey, let's do a sex now. I want to do a fuck in your fanny.
Oh, the stream just dropped out.
Oh, fuck's sake. What, the whole thing?
Hold on. I think we might be back. We're back. Okay. All right, I've had flatmate turn his computer off to try and get the most out of this meager fucking internet speed.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, fucking hell. Okay, so
how is he supposed to masturbate now?
Well, exactly. I drew some pictures for him. That's why I was so long.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah,
You're such a good mate.
Ian McGar, £6.66. I'm not watching the films. I'm a big scaredy cat and protecting my innocent mind. Great to have you guys back together, Willies. Cheers.
Okay, he's €6.66. And by the way, that is a great number. We've got very
good heck raising. A bit fish hooky, but okay when you're used to it, says Caspinus. It's too.
Oh, that was so. He's referencing when you were away. I said that. I assume. Sorry, everyone, because I've got to repeat this for Richard's benefit now. I'll be brief. I say I was likening becoming because Dr. Chenard comes out of the thing once he's going to become a Cenobite and goes to think I hesitated, and I imagine it to be like when you go on holiday and there's a swimming pool and you don't want to jump in because it might be cold, and then someone always just jumps in and goes, "Don't worry, it's fine when you're in." That's what I imagine.
Oh, I see. Oh, holy shit. Colin McLean just gave $20. Well, it's just you, Duncan. A spooky season-related Bond question. Oh, no. Ironically, I'm reading this. Could Bond work as a horror/supernatural, even if it's ambiguous? Live and Let Die kind of touched upon it, both in the movie and the book, but never committed. So there's a spooky season Bond question for you.
Well, that could work. I mean, like, it definitely worked in Live and Let Die. Essentially says that Baron Samedi is an immortal voodoo god, right? Because he appears on the train at the end. So it's kind of, and that, I don't know what you're supposed to make of that. It's kind of weird to inject that into James Bond, but I mean, it worked. It worked in it because that film is kind of very much in a time and out of time. It's kind of a weird. It is very strange. You've got the occult and you've got various things in it, and some of it's shown to be hokey, trickery, and some of it's potentially not. So it's kind of like, yeah, I mean, why not?
Sure.
I think you could do a sort of more of a horror. Bond can lean into horror for certain. I mean, No Time to Die kind of did at the start. So I think it is. Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah, Live and Let Die is the horrorist Bond, surely, or at least the supernaturalist Bond. I mean, it's fucking bananas, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah. But again, it's that sort of playing with perspective and stuff in that, and Bond sort of uncovers the truth behind it because obviously they're using the late Baron Samedi to keep the island folk in line and all that kind of stuff. It's good. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I think there are. I mean, the horror from Bond comes more from the situation and the kind of danger, and I think when you play that up, it's that you can him being tortured or him being threatened and stuff. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, good observation and question. Thank you very much, and thank you for the super chat. Yes. Yes, I ought to check the paid pal as well because I don't know if people are doing that, but I'd hate to think if someone did.
But go over butchers. We seem to be getting better speeds. Poor Simon's turned his computer off.
Oh.
Fuck's sake, this fucking flat. Well, yeah, the place I'm going to soon has like properly good fibre because I'm sick of the shitty internet. Particularly shooting on Black Magic when I come back with like half a terabyte worth of data, it's fucked. Like that's not.
I was going to say, yeah,
uploading.
Given that you work in media,
yeah.
Really it's not as bad as you remember the internet we had in fucking Nice.
Oh,
you need to upload like a tiny thing, and it was just like. And I was like, oh, for fuck's
12
sake.
hours and it just turn off.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because the server would just kick you out because it's just like, this is stupid. No, there's nothing in the PayPal. That's not me complaining. I'm just double checking because I would hate for someone to have put something.
But you generous fuckers putting your hands in your pockets, we have £137.29 in super chat revenue tonight. That's very, very good of you. So thank you so much. We're much,
thank you,
much
guys.
obliged to you all.
That's the DVD menu, I think, with him with all the hooks in him going.
The dick in my head and the chain in my cock and it don't like
Got the chain in my cock.
It's fine when you're in. Don't worry about it.
He blows on it to warm it up first.
Right. Yeah. See, this is where he kills all the Cenobites by sort of stabbing, and they revert to their human form.
It's
and,
like, yeah,
and,
do they
Chatter as a kid.
Do they have to? Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah. It's a bit like, do they have to be stabbed by worms to die? Could I just stab them with a stick?
This is what I don't understand. It's like they were pumped full of goo and turned into supernatural beings. Surely it's like, well, what? I don't really understand why.
Well, this is the thing.
Anyway.
When supernatural beings die by being stabbed or shot, I'm like, well, what were they then?
Yeah,
it always bothers me when it's kind of sort of like that. Chenard's taking over the upper. Oh yeah, there's loads of medical puns in this, isn't there? There's loads of
like
the
doctor is in. It's like your ass. James Morgan sends 4.49. Thank you, James. He says, "Hey gents, it's lovely to see you both back. Congrats on the film. Hope it's well with you both."
Yeah, thank you very much.
It is.
Well, we hope, James, that you'll be able to see it soon. Just a reminder, we're in the Hen and Chickens Theatre on the 1st of November in Islington at 6 p.m. with Type Tube Lead. 8 of your pounds. Watch social media for links soon. We hope to see you there.
I would like to make it to that. I should be able to.
There's always
That's a great bit of makeup.
fucking great, isn't it?
Sorry,
it's so seamless there.
Yeah.
The blood just pumps out. It's one of those. It's a really good gag.
Yeah.
He's got big geography teacher energy when he's just like a middle-aged geezer. He's probably not middle-aged,
That's
though,
the
is he?
thing,
He's
yeah.
probably 29, but his people didn't shave their heads.
Yeah, that's what's so deeply irritating at this age because we're knocking on 40s and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, all these people are probably younger than us in this. But he doesn't. But he does have that kind of the hair that makes him look about
The horseshoe
50.
hair, the classic horseshoe hair.
The horseshoe. Yeah. I only just noticed that when you get that wide of the Chard Institute there, because it turns out they're still in hell, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Or
right,
something.
right.
Yeah,
It's a
because
kind
all
of
the
double
people
bluff.
are dead and stuff. So, because when you saw the wide of the Chard Institute, when there was a strike of lightning, you could briefly see the Leviathan thing above it.
Oh, cool.
Which is quite cool.
Okay.
So that's neat. I never noticed that before.
Fucking walls open.
Because I've watched this 4 times or something 12 years ago, so that's probably why. But yeah. I'm getting back in the hell.
Geordie Hellraiser. Yeah, I watched this, I guess, the end of 2020. It wouldn't have been 20. It was Halloween. That can't be right. Because we weren't streaming anything last Halloween. So it must have been Halloween 2020. God, fucking hell.
I know.
She's a big empty skin bag.
Yeah. With the fingernails still on. I don't get how that works.
And the bum hole, of course. You must never forget.
No, of course.
The bum hole is part of the skin.
If there should have been an ECU on this little puckered, it should have been a nice cutaway, like a proper just.
If she
lingering
vanished
shot.
and then there's a bum hole falls to the floor and just tinks around like a coin, like digging, digging, digging.
like the number plate in Back to the Future.
Yes, but more like a rusty washer.
Yes. Then when it lands on the floor, you just hear.
Experience the horror for yourself.
Yeah.
I would quite like to do Hellraiser 3 at some point because A, it's got Terry Farrell in it, and 3, it's just really dumb, which I love. So it just gets really dumb.
It's so breathtakingly stupid, but it does have
breathtakingly stupid.
Well, but it does. I mean, it has, again, like I say, it has moments. The thing is, these films are just not. I think I think people are more taken by the imagery.
Yes,
and that's really what they are. They're more just imagery and stuff, and I don't think they're really.
It's a bit like
narrative wise,
like you've said yourself before. Like Predator is mostly just a cool design rather than a mythos, and like people remember.
Yeah.
And this, do you know what, the Cenobites as a thing is what people remember. It's kind of like, oh, it's a kinky monster. Because they have a theming in these, but like the third one when there's like the video camera one, and it's like, okay.
Why is that his hell? Why is that? We're gonna put a camera in your face.
Yeah, what if your job was in your face? That's your hell.
Yeah, it's like time for your close up and all this.
Yeah,
sort of shit.
dude.
He's like Poundland fucking. What's his name? Hulk Hogan, like going around going like, I got a thing, brother, in my head. Brother.
Oh yeah, because he's the kind of really good folksy sort of. Anyway,
yeah. There's the one really good one, which is the guy, the guy who owns the club, who's the sort of hedonist or whatever, and he's got like a piston that's just going through his head.
Yeah,
and it's really good makeup because it's like
really
going in
cool.
and out, and it's like I don't know how they did that. It's really clever.
Is there one where a Cenobite shoots CDs out of its mouth, or have I made that up?
That's the third one.
That is the third.
No, it takes them out of his mouth and throws them. He's called CD.
Colin Douglas, CD. That's his name.
Yeah, he's a bit redundant now. When MD came along, ruined the
Wait, hold on.
Okay,
I got one. There's an MD.
Oh right.
There you go.
Oh wow. Yeah.
This is the soundtrack.
Purveyor of perfunctory media.
Oh, I call it the Valley of Obsolete Formats up here. I've got some. Hold on.
Valley.
Yeah, I know. That's a still in shrink wrap mini DV tape. I've got a couple of them. And there's some VHS up there. This is the soundtrack to a documentary I made in uni in like 2004 because we had to record all audio to mini discs back then before, affordable SD card recorders. So there you go. Everybody's really glad that my broadband started working again. Sam Montgomery gives £10 and says, "This Chibnall's Doctor Who ending soon. What are your hopes for Russell T Davies' second go around, Rich? I think he's the safest and the safe choice the BBC could have made. I grew up with Doctor Who and his work in general. I haven't got a clue what he's going to do, the mad cunt. I mean, I can't wait to see. But like, it's either going to be amazing or a huge disaster. Lightning doesn't strike twice. That's my view on that. But I'm going to fucking watch it because Doctor Who under Chibnall has been very rubbish. There endeth the lesson. Duncan's fascinated."
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. No, he's a mad cunt, which is kind of good.
I'm sure it's fine once you're in.
I think fine once you're in. I think they backed up a big lorry full of money to his house and said, "Please fix this," and he said, "Okay." I feel like he didn't necessarily want to do it, but they gave him an absurd amount of cash.
See, this speaks to your thing about like you can't just
wear
put someone
skin.
else's skin on and look like them.
It
It doesn't work like that.
If we've learned anything, because that's
Kirsty, isn't
it's
it?
Kirsty, yeah. I like the makeup of the wearing, the darkness around the eyes, like I'm wearing the skin and the bits of blood. But it's like, yeah, no, that wouldn't, unless you've got the same skeleton and muscles. And also, you've got your own skin on. You'd be this big, horrible, baggy. You would look like fucking Buffalo Bill. You wouldn't be just like walking around.
Yeah.
If that was possible, there would have been hundreds of really ghoulish attempts of false identity where people wore other people's skin.
Well, they sort of hand wave it in Face Off, don't they? They go like, "Oh, there's a mold or something underneath," and it's like, and they show this hard plastic thing, and it's like, well, how would that move?
Did you shaved his skull off and just put that underneath? I mean, at least they try, but it's like Travolta and Kay, just two vastly different people. This is vastly
it's like sort of hand waved, but it's one of those things like, what? You can't dwell on it because it's just stupid anyway. It's
an interesting thing because I did some just in kind of quiet moments. I was reading about face transplants. It's fascinating. Like it's this insanely mad frontier science, and there have been some insanely extensive ones. There's a guy who it's basically every bit of skin from here up, including the hair, all went on this one guy. So some people have it attached from here or from there, but this guy had the lot as like a snood. And I think he was like a firefighter who was like 40, who had like the horrific burns, and then a cycle courier who was 25 died. And they like skinned his face off, obviously, and put it on this other guy. And what you get is a composite of the two people. Because you've got the bone structure of like a way more heavy set guy, but it's had like the skin of kind of quite a thin faced guy stretched over it. And you look at him and it's just like, that's just a guy. Oof. But, it's just like, that's just a guy, But he doesn't look like he looked before, and he doesn't look like the other guy. It's a composite. It's that skin. And they have, in quite a lot of cases, they take skull with it. They take whole bits of skull with it and graft that on as well. and it still doesn't. It's still not a face-off. Oh, mate, face transplant stuff. I saw it in the news. I read about it. It's fucking insane. It's fucking nuts. Like, but yeah, you end up with this kind of composite of the two people. It's really life-changing. You know, it just does. You know what it does for the recipients, and the fact that like it's like, you know, it'd be very, very, very easy to die during that surgery. Be very easy to die during.
Yeah, I was gonna say it must be
because the risks are insane. But they're like, well, you know, the people it's like they have like a hole to breathe out of, and that's it, and some one eye or whatever, and it's like it would change their life completely. Anyway, bit serious, but I just found it very, 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 very interesting.
What would they do with a bumhole transplant? Let's get back to that.
I would want
what we're here for.
2 bumholes, one on the front, one on the back, for convenience. So you just pipe some out.
Right, for convenience. So when I walk into the toilet, I don't have to turn around.
I want one put here, plumbed in, so I could just walk up to the toilet and go, and just pop one out of there in a hurry.
Yeah, I just don't have
also I'd make Popeye noises as well. I'd go yak 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 whilst I did it. That's what I think.
Well, that seems optional. That's on you, I think.
This is how I'd write a Cronenberg film.
Yeah. I don't understand all these oh, that's quite clever. Did you see that? The light coming at the camera, and because there's all these things of light coming out of the Leviathan thing, but when one went into the lens, it was a skull.
Ah, nice.
It kind of suddenly flashed up as a skull for a second. Yeah, that's quite cool. I like that. I love it. I mean, I like this film. It's in one sense it's meaningless drivel. In another sense, it's like it's just arresting imagery
meaningless drivel
turned into a film.
Yeah. I mean, like it's.
Well, I mean, in the way that all films are, you know, in one way or another.
No, I get it. Like I do. No, I get it. Like, and I think. I don't think the first one's like insanely profound or anything. It's just a great. She's not got nearly enough blood on her for someone to just walk someone else's skin. She looks like she's been smeared in jam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's the first one's not insanely profound or anything. We had cheap jam. It's full of nice imagery. It's full of nice ideas. Chivers. That's a Cambridge thing. Isn't it? Chivers jam. I know someone called Chivers, and I assume they're related to the Chivers dynasty. Who am I to say?
Like the Coleman's. Yeah. It's. I mean, it's. It does. Yeah. It just doesn't seem to. I mean, do they seem to sort of imply they go off and become lovers?
Don't you forget about me. Sorry, that feels like.
Yeah. I mean, it may as well. And they lived happily ever after.
Don't you forget about me. There we go.
Oh, this is what, and there's the pillar of souls, isn't there, that comes out of the mattress? And again, what does that mean? Don't know.
We just see something on the end. We just see something on the end. Well,
all we know is removal men are the sort of
the linchpin.
I don't know, the linchpin of Hellraiser.
The remarkably set-bound linchpin of Hellraiser. You know when Pinhead's face is coming out of the pillar in 3. And it's like there's shots of the sculpting one and it looks great. And then when he talks, it's very much a man sticking his head through a hole. Like it's not blended or anything. Yeah. He's just like, hello.
Yeah. I am a Pinhead man.
He's not the same delivery guy from the first
that one's.
one,
I mean, that one's all right. I don't know.
Okay.
Might be. Yeah, it might be actually. The third one does have that. I do like the gimmick of the third one in the sort of first act, I guess, where it's like he can't get out, and so he needs to entice people to come closer or closer enough.
Yeah, yes.
You know, for him to. I think that's quite a good gimmick.
There's a willy.
I don't understand this. What's this? There is a willy. Yeah.
There's a willy.
Well done.
Oh, that's great. It's just sort of rubbing.
This is like it's
amazing. It's so shit.
Doing a sex.
I'm sorry, but
no, it is. Do you remember that program? What was it called? There was something where it had the art guy, it had the thing, and you got them all. It was like a big giant TV or comic book, and they were.
You're
all
talking, of course, about Zap
and pointing at things.
Zap.
Zap, thank you. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what that reminds me of. Just sort of shitter and but more gory.
It's like Zap.
Yeah.
There's Arty Farty from Zap. Yes. Neil Buchanan was in Zap. I'll have you know.
Yes, of course it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That was Rasputin coming out of the Soul column. Fucking.
Well, he's the tramp from the first one, isn't he? At the end, who turns into the. That's what I don't get about the end of the first one. It's like, I guess it's implied that the house is just leveled and turns into a giant wasteland for some reason.
But then it's just there at the start of this one.
And then it's just there at the start of this one, and then also that there's like the tramp what eats crickets turns into a giant skeleton dragon and steals the box and fucks off, and it's like, all right, I mean, I guess it may it makes about as much sense as anything else.
At that point in a one and done, it's like, yeah, okay, fine, you have that, whatever.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Fucking like. It's when you have to come back and do another one. It's like, because this is it. It's just like the house is there, and it's like, hell done it, and it's like, well, okay, sure, why not? Like, okay, people.
I don't even know why it needs to be there.
People are really talking about Zap a lot. Cuthbert Lily, Daisy Dare, yeah, all the Zap you've just inspired Zap.
Oh
yeah.
Oh fucking hell! I remember that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
YouTube
Zap was very much of an era where, you know, the old televisions, old CRT TVs that had the refresh rate of a fucking, you know, terrible. So you'd always get a headache after, like, I don't know, 40 minutes, an hour of watching. And Zap was always, there were certain programs that was on at the time when I was starting to get that headache. And Zap's very much one of them.
I never had that. I think I just probably immunised myself by watching far too much fucking TV. I don't know. I would just watch TV for hours and hours, like, and then because we got TV in our room as well, and it's just. And if I wasn't fucking watching TV, I was on the computer, which is hooked up to a TV, or I was playing a game that was also hooked up to a TV. So it's just, it's free babysitting, mate.
Don't you have fucked up eyes?
Well, I mean, I do have fucked up eyes, yeah, but whether it's because of that, I couldn't tell you. Yeah.
Oh, I think it was.
I'm
calling Alex Jones.
What is that? I'm calling Alex Jones. Which one is that? I think about CRTs, I'm like, surprised they didn't give me cancer. It just feels like a big box of radiation. You know that thing in when Homer visits his childhood home, and there's like that Hiroshima-style shadow burnt into the carpet from where he's been sat in front of the TV as
a child. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
I'm very sorry about the dropouts.
But all the frogs in your house were turned gay.
It's true. And not just gay, fabulously gay. It was like the birdcage with frogs in my house. Yes. Really, really quite fabulous.
Oh, amazing. That sounds brilliant. I think we've got a huge delay between us at the moment because I seem to be talking and you think I've stopped.
Yeah, that's right. No, I just waited a really long time that time just to be a dick. Yes, look, this is our comeback. I'm really sorry about the issues with the broadband because I think it's from my end. But thank you for sticking with us, and it was very nice to have peaked at like 120 people. That was amazing for a comeback stream. We're doing these publicly once a month, and then on Patreon once a month, and then the rest is going to be pre-recorded content. I'm looking into this. I'm moving house soon, like I said, to somewhere with better broadband. But I'm pretty fucking cheesed off about this at the moment because it's annoying. So I put a lot of effort into tonight, and then the internet gods shat in my brain. So there you go. Not a lot I can do.
Mate, there's a lot more that could have gone wrong. It certainly wasn't your fault at all. So don't you worry about it.
Internet gods.
You do the Lord's work. So.
We got more stuff to do. I'm all apt to hang around and chat for a few minutes. So should anybody wish to be chatted to? Tell me, what are your fears and desires? I want to do.
I don't want to be in a room full of bums and Ian McKellen.
Ah, yes, the bum room. Trapped in the bum room. I could play more tapes. I could do more analog data transfers. I was very proud of myself for that.
Yeah, they'll turn you into a Cenobite with like tape reels for eyes, and then
I mean that's my idea of heaven, isn't it? I love a good fart, so I don't know why.
Is it? I don't know.
Is it though?
For all eternity.
I have some.
Is he the...
I've got some 35mm film here. I don't know which 35mm film that is. That is, I think, Chronicles of Riddick. What a good film to have. Also, VHS lives in the Valley of Obsolete formats. I've got a few in sleeves. And I've got not one, but 2 mini DV cameras. This is where I'm like, oh, I could light something on. I could light something with modern lights and shoot it on tape on a camera that doesn't let you control the aperture and see what happens. It'd be quite fun. Inglorious 4x3, just not my light over. Yeah, so the Valley of Obsolete formats. I'm quite proud of that. But all of this that I've done built up is all going to go soon into boxes, and we're going to move. So there you go.
Cool. Not to derail, but I thought I would just share something. I forgot. I started watching The Old Man on Disney Plus the other day.
What's The Old Man?
Can recommend. I thought it was really good.
What's The Old Man?
The Old Man is with Jeff Bridges, and did you just ask me that twice?
I think I might have done. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Fucking hell. It's a series with Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow, and it's really fucking good. It's really it's beautifully shot, and it's I'm a big fan of Jeff Bridges anyway, but it's Jeff Bridges in his 70s trying to be Liam Neeson in a way, but actually it's not. I was a bit worried it was going to be sort of like Jeff Bridges tries to do a Taken, but actually it isn't. It's kind of it's more to it than that. So it's really good. I would recommend you checking it out.
Well, what's that on? Sorry again.
Yeah. Disney Plus.
Oh, great. Super. Steve Allen gave £2. He says, Richard, did you watch The End of Strange New Worlds? No, I got up to the 5th episode and I really, really liked it. Then I had to go away for work for a long time. I didn't pick it back up again. So I will do, because I'm really, really enjoying Strange New Worlds. Tom C. What does Tom C want to know? He's saying he would super chat if he could, implying that he can't. Oh, did Duncan, you didn't do anything official about Prey, did you? Have you got a capsule about your thoughts on Prey? I think that's what Tom C's asking.
Oh, no, I didn't do anything official. That was one of those things where, so bless him, Richard it's obviously far more adept at getting things done, and I'm usually buried under a toddler and dog and various things. So I struggle to get things. When there's things that are sort of pressing, like the time sensitive. It's very hard for me to sometimes get to the play. But I did watch Prey, I think the day after it came out, and really liked it. I would say probably. And you know what a staunch sort of Predator 2 defender I am. I would probably very different films, so it's very hard to say one is better than the other, because I think their intention, the intent behind them is entirely different. I still enjoy Predator 2 as a sort of stupid, schlocky, hyper-violent thing, which the first one was anyway. But Prey, I think, manages to strike that balance between sort of being that, but also being something with a bit more depth, and I really liked it. Wasn't mad about the Predator in it, I have to say. I didn't think that. Again, it's that thing where they take its mask off and it's like, oh, we have to make it. They made it more like a horse or something, which is fine.
I quite liked it. Have you heard the rationale behind that? Because I like that they thought it through.
Drugs?
It's supposed to be like a more desert climate one, so its features are like that because it needs to retain more moisture and stuff. Like, I don't love how it looks, but it's like they haven't got into Yautja bullshit. They were just like, no, this one's from a drier climate on the same planet, so that's why it's like this. And it's like, oh, okay, cool,
fair enough.
Like when it's like, fine. Oh yeah, he's a 7th generation mutant Yautja from the House of Skirt. No, stop. Like, if you can give it to me in a line, it's from the desert. Fine, cool, okay, all good. It's yet another thing. Stop redesigning the face. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. So that's what you were talking about with the before, which is this thing of like it fundamentally is good creature design with an internal logic. So what you're looking at is something that clearly has some kind of internal logic, but when you explain the internal logic, that's when it starts to fall apart. And it's like, oh, the reason why it wears fishnet tights is because it's from It found an Ann Summers catalog. No,
found an Ann Summers catalog. It's got dildos for hands.
It's like, yeah, no, but that's the thing is, it's kind of like and that's. But then just saying that, just going like, yeah, it's that or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And again, the function of the Predator in Prey is the important part, and what they do with it is really cool. Like I love what they do with it in that the way it you know, it's there's that shot ground looking up into the tree shot where it jumps from one tree to the other, and it's like that's what they wish they could have done in the first one. You know, it's like it has a real sort of sense of momentum, and it does the right. You know, it's one of those things where it knows how to use CGI to make to make the experience of viewing a predator or viewing what it's like to be around a predator far more fluid and engaging. And that's the vibe I got from the Hellraiser trailer. It feels like they're doing that a bit, so they're making it more horrific, and they're augmenting everything to make it look like incredibly dark, and I hope that is what it's like. But it's kind of, I thought that with Prey, I really rated Prey, and I do feel compelled to watch it again, which is rare for me.
I'd try to watch it because I watched it to get ahead of the game. I watched it on like a fucking Thursday morning, you know, because I was like, I have to watch this and review it now. Yes. So it was like I watched it and then I set these lights up and just fucking review. It's very cinematic. That's what I like. It does things the original Predator didn't do. It does little bits of cinema. Like, I'm not saying the first Predator isn't cinematic, but like it really leans into the language of cinema and does loads of really great visual storytelling. And if you watch it just when it's just a remake, you missed the point. Like, I'm sorry, because it's got like it's got so much fucking meat on its bones. There's so much it's doing. It's very, very similar structurally, but it does loads more. And if you want all the kind of like lore-y stuff, well, hey, look, I loved how it doesn't have the plasma caster, it has the spear thing. So it does the 3 darts, but then they separate. Yeah. It's like, what does that mean? Then you see it go like zit, and it's like, oh, okay, neat, cool. I mean, let's
man,
learn from Halloween 3. Do an anthology. Learn the lesson that Halloween 3 didn't, you know, because they had to bail out and go back to Michael Myers. Like, do anthologies. Do one set in the fucking Wild West or a samurai one or whatever. You know, I'm not interested.
What I loved about it, because what what I loved about it was because people would easily glob onto that and say, "Oh, it's a Predator prequel," and it's like, it's not. It annoys me that the times that I didn't like it, a few times were when they started throwing in, you know, the guy says if it bleeds we can kill it. That was totally unnecessary.
I hated that.
And then the whole like he hands over at one point. One of them hands a musket over. And it's the musket from the second one or whatever, and you go like, "Why? We don't. Who gives a fuck?"
Well,
it doesn't matter when it's set, and you're right.
We have to think about why it gets back to the Predators because they gave it to some humans, so do they all die? Like, you know, it's just like, no. Like, if you're gonna do it, have the Predator pick it up and have one shot of the handle, and the Predator puts it in its belt and walks off like a different Predator or something. Like, if you have to do it. However, However, as a Predator 2 fan yourself, like that's a bit. It shows that those guys love Predator 2 too, which is nice. I mean,
you know,
you can still be wrong and
it's
have
a token, though, isn't it? That musket's that musket's a token that can get passed around. You know, that's the one thing in the whole whatever that's implied to have been around forever, and the Predators have, you know, that they hand off. So it's kind of like, that's the only thing you can glob onto. I really don't see the point in that, but I do think, you know, it works as it just like you say. I think absolutely make it an anthology thing. Make each film is its own thing. It's just set in a different time period or a different part of the world, and you because that's, I mean, you are now in a position with all these things. Same thing with Alien. Same thing with all this stuff. Is now you've got the problem of dramatic irony, which is that the audience is always ahead of the protagonist. The audience knows what this monster is, knows what it's about, knows its MO, knows what's going to happen. And Prey worked with that brilliantly because it subverted. I mean, it's this thing of, you know, when you make sequels, you make the familiar unfamiliar and the unfamiliar familiar. And that it did that brilliantly because, like you say, the plasma caster is the perfect thing where it's like, no, it's like a bolt gun. You know, and it's like that one little change is how you know, is interesting, and it's how it's undone ultimately, isn't it? Because she points its helmet.
Yeah, that's how she outsmarts it.
And that's how she kind of wins.
A couple of things.
Brilliant.
So Tom C.
Really nice.
Tom C. says thank you for indulging him or obliging him, and also I think Tom must be very happy because that's a very long form answer to the question. So there you go, Tom. I hope that works for you. Vote Saxon 07, our good friend Stephen, is just I'm going to scroll up for what he said because he's kind of onto something here. My worry about Prey is that Hollywood will get the wrong idea as per usual, and before you know it, there'll be a Terminator film in the Wild West, and it's like, it's so what they've done.
So right, man, you're so
we're
right.
reinventing it, and it's in dinosaur times. It's like, no, just stop.
Well, it's like the whole thing. Like the thing they learnt from fucking Deadpool was that 18 rated or R rated superhero films are the way to go. So Batman says fuck in the Justice League, and it's like, right? Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, Sam Montgomery makes a very salient point, and via super chat, £5. Thank you, Sam. The bloodthirsty part of me laughed when the predator chucked a bear trap at a dude's face. There was so much in Prey of me just going fucking hell like that because like something really brutal would happen. It's like, yeah, the bloodthirsty. You remember League of Gentlemen had those lads in the video shop? Is that how many killings? Like that part of me was very edified by Prey because there were so many really gnarly. Where I was just kind of like going, "Wow, you went there, fantastic!" Because you know, Predator movies should feed that part of you, right? It should kind of go into the kind of bloodthirsty gore.
And they were able to do that a lot more. They were able to do that a lot more in this. You know, they're like when he catches the snake, doesn't he? He sort of works his way up the predator chain.
That's
so he gets
what I'm talking about. The
first,
cinematic
and then he gets
stuff.
A dog.
Yeah. He works his way up the chain, but then there's that one thing where, like, what was it? Happens like a rat comes and a snake eats the rat, and then I can't remember what happens. It's a chain of animals, and the predator kills the last one. It's like, yeah, it's a food chain in action. There you go, great, fantastic, just great little bits of. And when it picks up the bear and it's covered in blood, then it's kind of. I quite liked how this one's camouflage is orange. Looks like fire.
Yeah,
right?
I love. Yes, yeah, I love what they did with the with that bear scene because that was such a subversion with the trailer. Because in the trailer they implied something that isn't in because they implied that's her first look at it, but actually it's not. It chases her in there, and there's all sorts of other stuff going on with the bear.
If they'd released it as a surprise,
yeah,
and then the predator, and it's kind of like, well, you put it straight on streaming, so you could have. It would have been so hard to hide. You can't do that anymore. But if they just released it, but then like you're worried. As I was them, I'd be worried no one's going to watch it if they don't know it's a franchise. It's like if it's like, I don't know. I hope the internet would be alive with kind of like there's a secret Predator movie. It would spoil it for most people, but it's like there's a secret Predator movie. People would flock to it. You would think.
Yeah, that's not what I was talking. Yeah, that's not what I was saying though.
No, I know it's not what you're saying.
In the
I know what you're saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
Sorry.
They could have and should have done something like that. I know it's not what you were saying, but I'm saying like the movie could have been structured with that's the first time anybody sees it, and not even call it Prey because it's a bit too bait, right? You got to call it something else, and then it's about a passage story for a girl. A few people sit down and watch it and go, "Oh fuck, a predator's in it," and then they all go on the internet and post everywhere.
That would be wicked, man.
You know,
that would be so cool. That would be so cool.
Yeah, keep all your mystery.
I think someone will do that.
One of those.
Yeah,
but it'll be a Terminator in the Wild West, won't it? That's what it will be. I
mean, I wouldn't be at this point. You might as well.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
True. Well, Steve Allen's just chucked in Alien versus Columbo into the chat. So, yeah, why not? Because we see the alien do it, and then Columbo psychologically unpicks the alien, and in the end, the alien goes to jail, as per every Columbo episode. I don't know. I don't know. The alien's like the head of a big company in Hollywood, and that's how episodes of Columbo work. Look, no one asked me to write it, but Mark Ruffalo would be Columbo like he was in Zodiac. Just the facts.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah, fair.
Just the facts. Fair. Should we wrap up?
I was just going to say the very same. Yes.
Very good.
That's a good time.
Very good. Very good. Thank you all, you lovely buggers, for coming along and checking us out after so long. And we're really sorry about our technical issues. But we'll be back soon. We're going to start putting out recorded content very soon, as per Duncan's lovely update video. And there'll be one of these for Patreon. There'll be some retro content. There'll be a commentary, and then we'll be back with another one of these in a month. So we love you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming and seeing us. And sorry, yeah, like I know, and we're getting warmed up to it, but we're coming back. We're going to be regular, like the bran muffin of the internet.
Like anyone who has regular roughage, we're going to be regular. And if you are proximate to London and want to see our film To Hope You Bleed, 1st of November at the Hen and Chickens Theatre in Islington from 6 p.m. There will be I will be there, and people from the crew. Duncan's hopefully going to be there as well. So 1st of November, Islington, Hen and Chickens Theatre at Unrestricted View Film Festival. We will be posting all of the details on all of our socials very shortly. So there you go. Come say hi.
There you go.
All right, I'm throwing to credits.
Yes, there it is.
Here it comes. Bye-bye.
See ya.